All right. Welcome back to the Run.down post-game show here on the Strickland YouTube channel, Strickland Twitter. If you're listening to this the day after Strickland Podcast Network, I'm Sam. I will soon be joined by somebody. I don't know who, but I had to hop on here as soon as possible. Woo! What a game. Knicks somehow cannot find a way, and I'm already losing my voice. Whether that's from my teaching or the screaming that I just let off in my crib just now. But the Knicks seem to not be able to play a normal playoff game, coming back once again from down 20 to the Boston Celtics in Boston and beat them again at the buzzer with another Mr. 5 first-round picks, Mikal Bridges, defensive stop. I mean, this game had so much going on, and I'll get to all of it very soon. But man, I mean, the way that this team has kind of just like surprised us all. I mean, after the first game, I mean, first of all, I don't hear nothing. I don't hear nobody saying nothing about no shooting luck. Celtics won't do it again. Knicks won't do it again. That was their only win. I don't want to hear none of that. The Celtics look shell-shocked right now, dog. Like, Jaylen Brown, he hobbling around. Refs kind of graced him with some whistles. He could barely dribble. Tatum, bruh, I don't even know what you say about Tatum at this point, man. Like, he has a great performance and he's in top 5 talks. And then performances like these, where do we talk about him in these rankings? Like, I don't know, man, but that was such a remarkable finish to a game for the Knicks once again. Who, I mean, all year long, the Knicks have kind of been giving us these type of games. It didn't matter who the opponent was. And against the top teams, we just couldn't do shit. But apparently, when it matters the most, the Knicks know how to lock in. Defensively, I mean, we held them to 90 points today? And people can say whatever they want about the shooting luck, all that other stuff. I don't care. We forced the Celtics into uncomfortable looks all night. That's the game plan with the switching defense and the way that they're defending all these driving gaps and whatnot. Man, my head is all over the place. I'm just trying to collect myself as I'm talking. But yeah, I mean, I really I'm speechless once again because the Knicks are pulling this out. And I mean, I don't even want to say it because I don't want to jinx anything, but next 2 games going back at home, man, you took care of business. You got to take care of business at home. And to start the playoffs, the Knicks haven't really been the best at home, and we're hoping, they can turn that around in these next couple games. But man, I'm about to be on cloud 9 for the next. Knicks don't play again until Saturday, man. This is the perfect way to end the week, man. Oh man. Shout out to the Knicks, man. I got field day at work tomorrow, and I'm not worried about anything, bro. The Knicks just took care of everything, bro. Oh man. I mean, I think we got to start with one Mikal Bridges. I mean, he gets a ton of flack, and rightfully so at times. For his play on the offensive side of the ball, especially. But defensively in these playoffs, he's kind of especially these last 2 games, he's really turned it up when we needed him to. And today in the fourth quarter, he scored all his 14 points in the fourth quarter, had 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, hit that key 3 that they changed. It was originally a 2, and they changed it back to a 3, what it was supposed to be. That was during that run that cut it to 86-82. And I mean, yeah, he did his thing when we needed him the most, played the most minutes out of everybody tonight, about 43 minutes tonight. So yeah, I mean, if he's going to be coming up with these clutch stops, man, the 5 first-round picks, man, fuck it. It don't even matter. I mean, it never did matter, as long as you get the right guy. But, if Mikal's going to keep doing this, he seems to be the right guy at the moment. I just hoping for a little bit more offensive production, especially at MSG. I need them to blow the roof off MSG, man. But yeah, Bridges did his thing. defensively at the end. OG Anunoby had 5 points, 5 rebounds, but he had 4 steals and a block. Had that dunk that really changed the momentum for the Knicks, and I thought that was kind of like, I didn't want to say game for the Knicks, but like if the Knicks had lost, I would have looked at that moment as like, all right, that was it. Shout out to Josh Hart, 23 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and was again just flying everywhere. He was scoring today, leading scorer today for the Knicks. Hit his threes, took threes, like. This is like what you really like could ask for from Josh Hart. And I mean, this is no surprise. This is what he's been doing in the playoffs for the last couple of years for us. So doing as expected for him. Karl-Anthony Towns had 21 and 17. Much better game today. Much better game today. Not as much complaining to the refs. Not as bad shot selection. I would say he really kind of kept us in it early in the, I want to say, second quarter. He really did his thing in that second quarter to keep us afloat. And yeah, he didn't pick up stupid fouls, which is what kind of hurt us in that first game. But hey, again, both times it apparently doesn't matter. As long as the Celtics are up 20, the Knicks will find a way to win by 3 or less points. Yeah. Man, I'm still trying to collect myself. This is crazy that this happened in back-to-back games for the Knicks against this team. That this was our big bad boogeyman all year. Like, this was the team that everyone said that we were built to face and beat, and this is the team that we were supposed to be able to, hang with during the regular season. Things didn't go that way, and here we are up 2-0 on them. And yeah, I mean, I'm still collecting myself. Wow. And shout out to Jalen Brunson hitting those clutch free throws. The free throws that won us the game, literally. Yeah. I don't even know what to say. I'm legitimately speechless. But I've never had this happen. Like, we all can relate. We've never seen this happen for this team. Ever. We never get these type of bounces. We never get these type of shifts our way, these momentum shifts our way. So for it to happen in back-to-back games, we're able to come back from down 20 in the playoffs. I mean, shit, that is crazy, man. Dog, I am like flabbergasted. This is crazy, man. Oh, man. But yeah, I mean, I want to say one play that really kind of shifted things late in that game too. I want to give Thibs credit again. We all give Thibs some flack. He kind of punked Mazzulla in some moments today. Mazzulla kind of got him earlier, kind of baited him into taking Mitch out of the game early in the game, and Thibs got him back later in the game. Thibs kind of pump fake with the OG sub, let them get him into the bonus, then took out Mitch, put OG back in, and I mean, yeah, Thibs, I got to tip my cap to him. Certain moments in this game, he did his thing. Yeah, I'm still collecting my thoughts. So if you see me pausing, man, just know I'm still collecting my thoughts. This is just crazy, man. And Mitch did his thing. I know people are gonna get on him for missing the free throws, but I thought his activity on the glass was really needed. Because I thought even though then we still didn't do as good of a job on the glass as I was hoping for, and I think that we gave the Celtics too many extra opportunities. But yeah, I mean, he still did his thing. He got 3 steals. He got that nice bucket that should have been an and one, but he missed a free throw really badly. But yeah, shout out to Villain X here saying, I'm enjoying this Run.down so far. It's almost speechless. Host is very welcome. I mean, I don't know what else to really say. I'm just like so stunned by this team. There were times I probably like during the regular season, there were times where the Knicks were down 20 to the Celtics and I turned off the game. I'm telling you that. I'm telling y'all straight like this. Because first of all, as y'all know, I recently finished my first semester of grad school. I'm teaching pre-K. Knicks regular season stress tax is just not needed at the moment. So like if I could avoid the game and I wasn't doing Run.down, I was like, I'm out of here. I'm not watching it. But these playoff games I've been locked in, and to see it's like a mentality shift. And I know they say teams like it's hard to switch to flip a switch in the playoffs. And we've seen teams in the past try to flip switches. Like they coast all regular season, and then they try to like lock in for the playoffs, and they can't do it. And it kind of looked like the Knicks were headed that way a little bit in the Pistons first round. There were some shaky moments here and there. But as ugly as this series has been, and I think it's purposefully ugly, because like the Celtics, they are like everyone calls them chat GBT basketball. They call them the spreadsheet, the math basketball team. But the Knicks, to make these games as ugly as possible, it like works in their favor. And I think that like they thrive in these situations. And as we've seen in the last two games, it doesn't matter if they're down 20, they're still going to find a way to pull it through. So yeah, Matt, thank you for joining me. I've been basically semi-speechless during this thing because first of all, I'm losing my voice. I was screaming
I can hear that
lungs at the end of this game. And it's like, dog, your thoughts.
I'm crashing. I just got back from the bar with Alex, Schwinn, and Zach. It was I can't even really hear right now. It was I've never been in a bar and heard people screaming fucking defense when like it was like we were in MSG. It was insane. That was like, I mean, that was like crazier than game one. I don't even know how did they do it again.
It's why it's why my voice is going. It's why
it's really funny. I can hear it. You can barely talk.
Doug, I gotta go in and I gotta teach for field day tomorrow. Field day.
Well, when Stacy shows up, we can let you go sleep if you need to sleep.
All right. I definitely will need to sleep and rest my voice because I did not expect to be screaming like that today.
I don't even know. Okay, so my number one takeaway is honestly, the Knicks have to win the series now.
Yes.
They have to. You can't go up 2-0 on the road. They have to win it. I don't like 6-7. I don't care. I honestly don't care how many games it takes them, but they have to win it.
They have to.
The Celtics, like, I mean, if I'm the Celtics, I'm like, first of all, they're terrified of Mitch. That's the only thing to take away from. They do not like Porzingis can't do shit against him. Those Porzingis, like Tibbs, I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but Tibbs was matching the Porzingis and Mitch minutes. And
okay.
Porzingis was like, I mean, he was terrible. He can't do. I'm just thinking back to the very first, like Porzingis comes in, right? And then he gets the ball with like 5 seconds on the shot clock. He's just fucking posting up, not paying attention to the shot clock, and shot clock violation. Like he is completely out of sorts. I think Mitch has him totally confused because he was expecting to be going up against Cat. Cat's probably providing no resistance to him on defense. He thought he was just going to get whatever he wanted. And he can't because he's got Mitch out there guarding him. And it's like, you know, I mean, Horford like is not the Hal Horford of 5 years ago. So he's not doing shit out there. And I don't want to read a single fucking article tomorrow. Sorry, I shouldn't curse as much. I don't want to read a single article tomorrow about how the Celtics are getting unlucky from three.
Hey, man. Someone from The Ringer just released an article today talking about how it was bad that the Knicks won.
Oh, I saw. Trust me, I saw that headline.
And it immediately backfired on that person.
Yeah.
Like, how sweet is that?
Well, Simmons is going to slip him another 20 to write the same article tomorrow.
The Knicks actually winning 2 games on the road is really
the Celtics have the Knicks right where they want them because, you know, they're going to have to make every 3 going forward because they've shot 25% both the first 2 games so far. All right, who have you talked about so far? I don't want to be too repetitive.
I mean, I kind of basically went through like the basics of the box score because like I was still collecting my thoughts and I didn't know what else to say. But I gave props to Mikal for, of course, coming up close in the defense once again. I mean,
I will give the Nets another pick. They can have it.
Honestly, at this point, it's like if he's gonna keep coming up with clutch defensive stops, on Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, who folks said Mikal and OG couldn't do nothing against them. Like, I'll take it, man. I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, like, OG was not as good tonight as in game one, but he and Mikal, like, it's very clear their length is just bothering Tatum and Brown. White's get, like, honestly, whatever. If you want Derek White to score 24 points, you're not going to fucking win many games, clearly. So I don't really care if Derek White gets his. Like, somebody's going to get their shots, like, they can't guard everybody. So that's totally fine. I mean, Mikal might be the weirdest player I've ever watched.
I don't get it. It's like he went scoreless for 3 quarters.
He couldn't make anything.
Scored 14 in like rapid succession.
Yeah.
Including that key 3 that they changed. That was originally a 2. They changed it to
it was definitely, yeah. I'm glad they did.
To cut it to 4.
Yeah.
And my favorite part of this game was you could hear the nervousness in the Boston crowd after each Boston missed 3 because they were like, not again, not again. This team is doing the same thing they did last game and are about to lose, and they did.
It was so obviously Knicks we're down 20. I believe the biggest deficit was 73-53 in the third quarter. I think that was it. But they were down 84-68 with 8 minutes and 34 seconds left. Kirk Goldsberry tweeted that out, so I know that's what it is. So 8:30, the Celtics finished with 90 points. They had 84 with 8.5 minutes left. That's insane.
And the only field goal they made was that Jason Tatum run.
Was the Jason Tatum one that, like, I kind of suspect Mitch was just like, fine, go ahead.
The Knicks were just like, whatever, do it. Like, give us time because we have Jalen Brunson and you guys don't.
Right. OG gets screened by Horford. Like, Alex pointed this out, and I think he's right. OG played it too high. And so, like, OG gets screened off the ball by Horford immediately, right? And then Mitch is just like trailing. He can't catch up to Tatum. Worst he's going to do is foul, so just let him go. Yeah. Knicks that was the right play, honestly. Letting him go dunk it. Now the Knicks get the ball with 18 seconds, and they have Brunson. And, like, honestly,
I will take those odds any day of the week.
Every day. With, they still had a timeout after that, so even if Brunson had to take the shot early, like, it's fine. And I mean, yeah, it didn't go down, but, like, that was finally gets a call. The entire game.
Dog. We got mauled tonight. Mauled. Cat got, and then they gave Jaylen Brown like the easiest calls, like the lightest calls tonight. I was just like, bruh. Like, I didn't want to blame the refs tonight, but like,
I know. They
really sapped some momentum in a lot of these
I hate blaming the refs, honestly. But like that was an insane. The Knicks took 6 free throws through the third quarter. Like, they were getting hacked to shit by the Celtics. And honestly, Tibbs, I know it's tough to do after a win, but like, Missoula complained about the refs after game 1, and then fucking suddenly
got calls.
Right. Tibbs, it works. He needs to complain tonight. He does. I know he doesn't like to do it, but it works every time. It worked for fucking Bickerstaff. It worked for Nick Nurse last year. Like, he's got to do it. It's stupid and I hate it, but like,
it works.
It works every fucking time. And the thing is, the Knicks apparently can't win at home in the playoffs. So
I just spoke about that. I was like, I know we've been like pretty shitty in the playoffs at home, but like up 2-0, you kind of have to take care of business.
No, they have.
That place will be rocking.
Yeah.
The outside area will be rocking.
Yeah.
Every bar in the city surrounding MSG will be rocking. Like, you have to perform.
Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, it was literally like we were in MSG at that bar. It was insane.
It's crazy.
I didn't want to go.
I can imagine what Saturday is going to look. It's a Saturday day game, dog.
Oh, that's right.
Nuts. Yeah, it's a 3:30 start.
I mean, those tickets are probably going to be like through the roof, but I don't know. I might have to go.
Chance to see the Knicks go up 3-0 on the defending champs.
Well, and if, like, we said that, I mean, I'm sure you said this too. Like, I said it, and then Schwinn and Jeff and Stacey said it on the pod. Like, game 2 was house money, obviously. Like,
yeah, this is house
you need
money.
To walk out of there with a split, right? And they fucking won. So, if they win game 3, game 4 is like the houseiest of house money. Yeah. Like, you literally, Tips could fucking start like Campaign,
Precious Achiuwa.
Cornet, or Cornet's on the Celtics. What am I saying? Cornet. I meant Kolek and and
have
I don't
Brunson
know,
play 6-man off the bench.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter. I don't care. Like I literally won't care what happens in game 4. I barely cared what happened tonight. If they win on Saturday, like Monday, like you can score 0 points. I won't give a shit. Like
oh man, this is crazy, man. Like, dog, this game, man. Like, I'm still like wrapping my mind around it.
This is just like they don't. So this has been the team basically, right? Okay, let's throw out the first 2 Randall years because there's literally no one from the team left other than Mitch at this point. But like, so the 3 years of Brunson, right? They get to the second round and they just fucking fall apart every time. This is the team that we thought was like mentally soft comparatively, and they're somehow doing it.
They're the mentally tougher team.
Yeah,
like they are punking the Jays right now.
Yeah, I think I said this on either like a Takes from Obvious Bozos or a Rundown near the end of the season that we have to hope the Knicks were like just not taking the regular season seriously like contenders do, and like it seems like
that might have
that was true. Yeah, like
weirdly enough.
Yeah, Mikal probably really wasn't trying on defense in the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, like he has turned it up another.
But this is what it's going to be. I don't give a shit if you try during the regular season. Honestly, if you need to save your energy for the playoffs to be like, I mean, this is what we expected all season, right? OG, like, so I feel like OG is kind of better off ball, just like jumping into passing lanes. But so if Mikal can like now suddenly like step up and do what we thought he could do and guard the ball handler, and OG is just like a demon in the passing lanes, and like they don't know what to do because his arms are everywhere, like that. I mean, that's what we thought was going to happen, right? And then you have Hart guarding the 3rd best offensive player, and like Josh Hart is like on a solid team is probably your 2nd best defender, and he's guarding like Jaylen Brown who can't make a shot.
And they're giving him grace fouls because they feel sorry for him.
Yeah, well, I mean, whatever. I know that it's Cat. How many times do you think Cat got hit tonight and got 1 call?
He gets assaulted on drives.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like that one banker on Al Horford that kind of got him going in that second quarter. He got mauled by Horford. He didn't call anything.
So, by the way, it's unrelated, but the one thing I will have to say, like, I'm never complaining about Mikal again, except to say this guy has the craziest butterfingers I've seen ever. He drops so many balls. Stop dropping the ball, dude.
But he somehow comes up clutch and is able to grab them when they matter the most.
He had 0 points through 3 quarters, 0 for 9 through 3 quarters, and then 0 for 7 through 3 quarters. 8. Oh, okay. It was 0 for 8. That's right. 0 for 8 through 3 quarters. And then he scored 14 points in the 3rd quarter, was it? Something like that?
What?
I'm going to check. Mikal, yeah. I mean, he had 0. So whatever.
He had 14 in the 4th.
Yeah, 14 in the 4th quarter. Like
that's crazy.
I mean, I can honestly say they won this game because of Mikal Bridges.
Yeah.
I mean, it's him, right? Like Brunson was out the first 6 minutes of the 4th quarter.
And Brunson really didn't have it going either.
He didn't have a great game. Yeah, he didn't. But I mean, whatever. He did what he had to do at the end of
the fact that we were able to survive a bad Jalen Brunson game, a bad scoring OG Anunoby game, and Mikal going 0 for 3 quarters and still pull out a win.
Yeah. I mean, was their leading scorer Josh Hart?
Yes.
It was
leading scorer Josh Hart, and we won the game.
They won a playoff game, and Josh Hart was their leading scorer. That's ridiculous.
And once again, they went 7 deep because Campaign like literally did nothing.
Yeah, I know you can't even count
5 minutes.
He played 2 minutes in the 2nd quarter.
He played like 5 minutes and chucked the 3 while Cat was.
So it was right. Cat was so we were talking about this, the 4 of us. Cat was so hot right then, and fucking Payne said
it's Campaign time.
Yeah, he's just like, fuck this, I'm taking my 3-pointer, and he just totally whiffed. Of course, oh my god. I mean, look, whatever that's the kind of guy you live and die by. So
yeah,
Tibbs, I have to say, like, Tibbs knows if Campaign doesn't have it, you cannot let him be in the game because he'll just sink you by himself. So, like, I mean, he's coached 2 perfect games pretty much.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I mean, I mentioned this earlier,
yeah.
and I want your thoughts on this. The kind of like punking of Mazzulla after Mazzulla kind of baited him into taking Mitch out earlier in the game, and then he pump faked with OG subbing in.
That was so funny.
That was masterful.
We were all pissed. I think like the entire bar was like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me!" Like, not that we didn't want OG back in the game, but Mitch was playing so well. It's like, Tibbs, don't take him out. And then OG, that was crazy. OG walks on the court and he's just like, never mind, and goes back to the bench. And I mean, the thing is, like, look, Mitch airballed a free throw. That was embarrassing.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
like, he's that's not what he's on the court
shoot
for.
Free throws.
The Knicks have to be able to score enough so that way they can suffice for these misses. That
right, because he has to play in the series. And honestly, I said to Alex before the game that I don't know how well the double big lineup's going to work in this series against the Celtics, but I was wrong. I mean, they couldn't do shit against the double big lineup. They had no idea. They were so confused when Cat and Mitch were both out there, because it's like, so you have, when they did their standard starting lineup, the one with Horford instead of Porzingis. Now what are you going to do? You're going to put Horford on Hart, but then who are you guard? You're going to, okay. But then you have Cat and Mitch out there. Nobody's going to guard both of them. So,
are you going to put Cornette and KP out there as well?
Right. Yeah. No, they're not going to do that. That would never work. So, it's working really well. I was wrong. And Tibbs, to his credit, my one nitpick this game, and whatever, it didn't really matter, is when they started getting down in the third quarter, he went back to drop with Cat, and we were all just like, you got to be, come on, dude. Why are you putting Cat back and drop? And immediately that's when the Celtics went on the big run, is Cat just not guarding anybody. They're just blowing right by him when he goes and drop. And it's not working. Stop doing it. Then he went back then Mitch came out and it was fine. But if he wants to play drop, you've got to play Mitch and Cat together, because it's just, Cat
it's not going to work with Cat.
It's not going to work with Cat.
Cat doesn't have the back and forth.
Right. Either do the switching or have Mitch on the court. Those are your options. I mean, Hart was unbelievable tonight.
Again.
Yeah. He had that one rebound with I want to say a minute or so left, where he just came out of, it's just one of the classic Hart rebounds where he comes, you don't even see him on TV, and he just comes flying out of nowhere, grabs the ball from 3 guys, and it's just how the fuck did he do that? I still don't know. I've been watching him for 2.5 years now, and I still don't know how he does. He's this he's literally my height. Aren't we? Actually, we're the same height, I think. He's both of our heights.
I'm 6'2".
Okay, I'm 6'4", so I'm a little taller than you. But he's 6'4".
And he's doing the most remarkable things on the basketball court.
Yeah, and he's just getting rebounds over guys who are 8 inches taller than him. That's I don't know. I barely even have words to describe what the fuck. I mean,
Josh Hart led the game in scoring. He not even led the Knicks. He led the game in scoring.
Because that loser Tatum had 13 points. That's why.
Oh my god!
What kind of insane shit is this? That the leading scorer was Josh Hart in a play.
Dog, that's insane. It's true. Derek White and Jaylen Brown both had 20. That's
and Hart
crazy.
Had 23. I mean, that's just so Towns finished with 21.
Towns is the second leading scorer of the game. That's insane.
Yeah, he really was. That's
this was 2000s basketball. I hope all the 90s heads.
All right, you ready for these Tatum stats? 13 points on 5 of 9 shooting. 5 of 19, sorry. 5 of 19 shooting. 1 for 5 from 3.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The funniest thing right now is everyone on Twitter being like, "Oh man, Steve Kerr was right during the Olympics to bench him, man. We might have lost to France if Tatum was playing more minutes."
Actually, he somebody posted that screenshot of Colin Cowherd being with the quote from Tatum being I have all the tools to be the face of the league. It's you can't score 13 points on 5 of 19 shooting in a must-win game and be the face of the league, dude. That's cowardly shit. You got to make you can't. He's missing open threes. He's missing layups. He's not I don't know. That Tatum officially a loser. It's my official opinion on Jason Tatum.
I've been out on Tatum. First of all, he is so unreliable to bet on. Like as someone as an affluent bettor as me, I bet on every single player in the NBA, man. There are bench players there are eighth men in the NBA that are more reliable to bet on than Jason Tatum. He is awful to bet on. When you need rebounds from him, he's not rebounding all of a sudden. When you need him to score, oh man, he wants to be Magic Johnson tonight. Like awful.
I bet you didn't bet on Jason Tatum rebounds tonight. He had 14, but you probably didn't bet on
I did
him.
not.
Of course you didn't, because he had him. So
yep,
he knew.
I bet on him for threes though.
Yeah, well, that was good. That was good reverse psychology.
I've been betting on the Celtics players heavy because I am in a nasty losing streak, and if I'm going to get some type of emotional hedge out of this,
yeah,
I gotta bet on these players for at least if they're gonna suck, and my Knicks to win, I'll take it every day of the week, man.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't have to get a parlay win.
Yeah,
that was a win enough.
I don't. I mean, who haven't we talked about yet? I don't even know what to say. Like, I feel like there's what can you say other than this is like the most unbelievable thing I've ever witnessed?
It is.
This has to be a record, right? Coming down from 20 points in 2 playoff games in a row on the road.
And you know what's crazier? I legitimately said to myself after watching what the Pacers did yesterday, I was like, please let the Knicks have a game like that today.
Yeah.
Please let us have a game like that today. And they did it. They came back down 20 and beat a team to go up 2-0 on the road.
Right. Yeah. I know. All right. I mean, the Pacers, fuck them. Like, it's honestly,
it's looking like it's headed towards a rematch of last year's semifinal.
I know, but I just don't even whatever. I mean, look, if I'm Brunson and Hart and OG are going to be like fired up for that for sure, because they're obviously I would be furious that I lost that series. But probably Cat's going to die or something. Like literally just die.
Yeah, no, the Pacers legitimately are doing like blood magic.
Yeah, like they're doing some weird shit.
They're doing spells. Ben O'Brien says the Knicks are the first team to do it in the playoffs.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I mean that they had like
literal history.
I would have been shocked if they weren't. Like, how do you do? I mean,
it takes an insane amount of mental fortitude to do what the Knicks just did.
Yeah. Everybody was making jokes that the
Malik
Knicks have them right where they want them when they were down.
Malik Beasley was saying we're mentally not tough.
Yeah. Here's what the other thing I'll say is I mean, well, you know what's interesting? If they somehow blow this series, Tibbs is definitely getting fired.
Yes. But hopefully they do not.
No, I don't. I'm feeling confident. After game 1, I was like, you know what? They didn't get rolled over. You lose in 6, lose in 7. I'm good with it. But now they gotta go win. Losing the series in any number of games is a fucking disaster at this point.
Wow, Paul Pierce apparently said today, if the Celtics lose game 2, I promise you, I'm walking here tomorrow in my robe, no shoes on, bare feet. Put the house on this game. Got a better chance of walking out of the studio and seeing a dinosaur than a Celtics L.
Well,
Paul Pierce, I hope that you have good podiatrists because your feet are going to be cooked tomorrow.
You know what he should have said is, I'll admit if the Celtics lose this game that I did shit my pants, and that's why I had to be rolled off the court.
Stacy, welcome. As you can see, I've lost my voice from the
How you feeling?
Screaming that I've done. But your thoughts on this game?
Perfection. We got Matt on a rundown, so that says it all.
Fresh off 4 Trulies and a beer at the bar with Alex Schwinn and Zach.
Yeah. That some FOMO there would have been fun to watch that.
It was insane, but you don't have to feel I don't really think you could have flown out from Seattle for this, so you don't have to feel FOMO.
I would have crawled on glass if I knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, right? Seriously,
Oregon Trail in reverse. I mean, I thought it is as stressful as these games are. They've probably taken years off my life. You can see up here. probably the firsthand evidence there. It's been fucking fun the last few years. You had a couple of blowouts at the end of that Pacers series, but every game goes down to the wire. And at some point, it's not just luck. They keep finding a way. It was just, they just made plays. And like, the thing is this was one of, for the first 3 quarters, it was not a great Jalen Brunson game, to put it lightly. And when he went to the bench, I was like, I know he's going to cook in the 4th. Like, I just know it. I've never felt that way about, I didn't even feel that way about Melo, you know?
No, of course not. I mean, I love Melo, but no.
And I got the tail end of the Ewing era, so maybe that would have been different. But we never had a player like that. But it's not just. I mean, we closed 2 games with Mikal Bridges, right? This is the guy we acquired to beat this team. Let's lay the cards on the table. Yep. They have 2 great wings. They love to, they go 5 out. You need a guy like that. And all season, the results have been, even if you leave the picks out, but you can't. It's tough to do that. They've been a little underwhelming, and they've closed 2 games with him forcing turnovers. First Brown, which that was the most incredible thing because it's like he's soft and he just fucking takes it from him. And then he makes a great play at the end of the game on Tatum, which, yeah, you can say that Mitch was there. I mean, it was a team effort. I'm not going to diminish that. But there was an open shooter, and Bridges was the one who got his hand in the way. Just an incredible performance. Before this series, I was saying this is, how they play is going to be a referendum on Tibbs. I think he's answered a lot of those questions. Like, the one thing was they started playing drop in the third quarter.
Yeah, we talked about this. Yeah, that was my main pick of Tibbs. Yeah. I
mean, Brian Gilberman on Twitter replied to me and said Tibbs was yelling at him, and he benched him. So that might not have been the call. And I saw that with Brunson too. I did see the team start to lag a little bit on some of the, when you're switching and you have to do those things, it can be a little bit easier to play off. So you could say maybe if they played more in the season, that would have mattered more, or that wouldn't have been as much of an issue. But like, there are Celtics fans saying Tibbs outcoached Missoula, which is not on my. Which was
he did. I mean, he did, right? Like, you can't even deny that. He's outcoached in these 2 games. You can't deny that.
Missoula is literally shaking in his boots.
Oh yeah, he's terrified.
Robinson on the court.
He can't. This hack-a-Mitch shit, like,
it is like, it reeks of I'm scared. I cannot guard.
I'm not even mad when he does it. It's embarrassing.
Well, and remember, like, when Mitch was going to come back, it was always like, well, he gets played off in 5 out. He can't, Porzingis just cooks him. To be fair, Porzingis did have some buckets at Mitch's expense, but every time he got switched onto Tatum, that was our best defender on Tatum.
Yeah.
He's not Mitch that he was at 19, where he could just like switch, block a guard, fall down, come back, block a shot it's not him.
Yeah, but Mitch at 19 also was a worse defender because he had no idea what he was doing.
Yeah, but so he's much more. And I give Tibbs a lot of credit for that, because before Tibbs got here, Mitch was all of the tools, and didn't like. He was a shitty rebounder. Remember that? Like, he was a good offensive rebounder. He was a terrible defensive rebounder when he started with the Knicks. And you can say a part of that is age, but he's become a really good defensive rebounder, and that mental aspect, and also I think he quarterbacks the defense a little bit more. So. I think it's incredible. Like, he is the most important guy, and even if you move on from him, I think it speaks to the idea that this team can work if you have someone like that as a rim protector. But I don't want to move up with that. Even after, can we talk about that fucking free throw? Like, bro, that was a throw.
We mentioned it offhandedly. That was the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Couldn't even be mad. I was just
even for Mitch. He goes like, hold on, let me get up. He goes like.
he kind of shot it with a little bit of like confidence too, though.
He was like shocked that it didn't even hit net. It was just like, so
oh
funny.
Man.
I agree with you, Sam. He was like, that's the one, and it was like 3 feet short.
Oh my gosh.
But I don't care. Let them hack Mitch literally all they want, because the Celtics can't score against him. Like they just straight up can't do it. I mean, obviously occasionally, but like 6 points in 8.5 minutes in crunch time is embarrassing shit for a team that won the championship last year.
And it's also like people will point to the missed threes, and I agree they'll shoot better on it. Like, I do.
Will they? Okay. Will they?
Some of them, like Tatum missed a fucking.
Yeah, because he's a
one
loser.
no one within a mile of him. But like
He's
Horford was missing open threes, and it was like, okay, I know I have been snake bitten by nobody ever missing for the Celtics, but I'm okay, like in a vacuum with Horford taking that. Like most of the threes were like guys you want taking them, or like Derek White, not in rhythm, but like, you know, movement, that kind of thing, right? Like, so I agree with you, Matt, that like I don't think that changes. Like I think it's very much a product of how the Knicks have defended them.
So that like the whole discourse, and you know, Dan Devine, I think was right. Dan Devine's basic point was like, yes, these threes are open, but like the Knicks are like, are they really? And like a lot, you know, I know you guys were talking a little bit about that on the pod yesterday. And like a lot of the discourse was like, oh, like there was that one Celtics guy who tweeted like they had 35 open threes or some shit in game one. But then like people, what did Benji pull a clip? Somebody pulled a clip and it was like, this is an open three, and like a defender was like 2 inches away. But because he was like jumping into the frame in the last second, it's called an open three. Like the Knicks they're scrambling. And the Celtics are rushing you can see it. They're rushing their shots. Their open threes are rushing them because the Knicks are like,
they're not comfortable at all.
No, the OG, Mikal, and Hart especially are like fucking everywhere. And
they're
even
flying around the perimeter.
Yeah. And like if Tatum's open, if Horford's open, if Brown's open, whatever, they're all like, I have literally half a second to get this.
And there is a trade-off because that is part of why they've struggled on the offensive glass, or the defensive glass, right? But that's a trade-off I think you have
that
to
they're willing to take, and you have to be willing to take. Yeah,
2-0 fucking in Boston, guys.
Yeah.
If I told you this like a week ago,
I would have said you're on fentanyl.
I would have said
you're on fentanyl.
Like stop lying to us. Yeah, obviously.
I would have literally told you like you're on a fentanyl.
1-1, I would have been like, okay, whatever. Like really good one. Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, this was. I said this to Sam before. This was like a total house money game for them. Like must win for the Celtics. For the Knicks, it's like you go back 1-1. That's what you wanted. Who cares if you lose this game? And the Celtics, that I don't like Missoula. I don't know what I'd do if I'm him. Like they have completely shit themselves. Up 20 twice in a row.
Jordan Bubb here saying Joe Mazzulla was asked about fouling Mitch Robinson and getting off the floor late in the game. He was a plus 19. All their stars were in the negative. Yeah, this guy's coaching like a dummy.
Yeah, idiot. I mean, congratulations. That's not
like this is some shit that if like Thib said this, I would have been like, please fire
so
this man.
Yeah.
Like what are you talking about right now?
But doesn't that speak to like they can't foul him early in the quarter?
But so here's the thing. They were doing it, right? To put themselves in the bonus. They were so scared of Mitch, they put themselves in the bonus.
That is insane.
That's insane.
My favorite thing though
is
like
sorry, I don't know if you guys have seen The Waterboy.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So in The Waterboy, he starts taking a knee on offense because he's so scared of Bobby. That's what it feels like.
But that, I mean, like that is actually that's got to be
the most insane thing ever.
That's some really embarrassing coaching for a guy whose team just won the championship. To be so scared of this guy who like literally can't shoot free throws that
he can't dribble.
He can't dribble. Okay, can we talk about the fact that OG apparently like wants to pass every ball to Mitch? What the fuck is he doing?
It's the only person he passes to.
Yeah, why is he doing this?
They've probably developed some rapport.
I'm convinced that Tibbs is like on the bench every time OG's there, being like, OG, he has a 70% field goal percentage. You have to give him the ball. He has a higher field goal percentage than anyone else. Like, what is he? What's the explanation?
I don't know. Mitch, but like, he like throws these like shovel passes at him.
Yeah, like,
do you know your personnel?
You got to lob it to Mitch, otherwise he can't fucking catch it. And OG's throwing darts at him, and he's just like, he can't catch it. He can't do it. He has freaking giant glove hands. He can't catch it.
I don't know if there's less arc on OG's passes to him or less arc on Mitchell Robinson's free throw.
That's tough, honestly.
All right, let's get into some comments here. We got a bunch. Shout out to everyone that's in the chat. Make sure you guys leave a like. Make sure you guys subscribe, especially if you are new. We got some super chats from Bara El Hiari. He gives us $2. He says, "Fuck them picks."
I give them, Stacey. Here is my proposal. We give the Nets more picks.
I mean, if he's going to come through every time like that.
Every time we give the Nets a pick, Mikal blocks a shot at the end of the game.
And it was more than just the blocks.
Of course.
He hit big shots today. You know, there's still, I mean, he's a frustrating player because you can see what he can do. He had that layup late, right? A very tough layup, incredible layup. And it's like, if you see contact, you will get so many and ones, right?
Yeah. He just won't do it.
But you have to live with those things because he's very efficient in the mid-range.
Yeah, I mean, But also, when he gets, it's just like you can see when he makes that first shot, his eyes just light up. It's like the confidence is there. Like he goes 3 quarters, can't make a shot, right? And he's taking them, but like he takes 8 shots. It's but then he makes one in the 4th, and it's just like all of a sudden he's like, okay, I'm here, let's go. Like he just needs that one, And let me ask you. Sam and I talked about this a bunch. Who was the leading scorer in the game for both teams?
Hart?
Yeah. Fucking Josh Hart. Yeah.
For the whole game.
The whole game,
whole game, both teams, 23 points. That's crazy.
It's also like an interesting switch because when we played Detroit, I think that kind of a stat would play to them, right?
Yeah.
Because we have the best scorer in the series. The Celtics, you would say, like, if the leading scorer is 21 or 23, that means Tatum didn't do much. I mean, that's been the biggest change, right? Like, the Knicks were getting fucking destroyed by Tatum all year. And, he's gotten some easy buckets. I thought Missoula did a good job getting him that easy dunk at the end, using the full court. But everything's, like, he's gotten some looks that he's missed, but the fadeaways, like the Knicks are just in their grill. There were 2 shots late where Brunson got switched on to Jaylen Brown, and he's like, and Brown is like, that midi fadeaway is kind of automatic for Brown most of the time. Wasn't at the end of the game, and
Brunson's defense has been good. It's
all you can ask from him. It's
so
as much.
The way I think about it is like, I don't know if you guys, the baseball scouting scale, when you go like 20 to 80, right? 20 is the worst, 80's like a superstar. If Brunson can play 40 defense, that's all you can ask for. Like, given the offense he provides, that's just like 40, slightly below average. Like a 40 pitcher in baseball is like a middle reliever, right? If he can play like middle relievers level worth of defense, that's like more than enough given what he gives you on offense. And like, that's what he's been doing. It's like 40, maybe even like average defense, honestly, he's been playing. Like, he's been stout.
Yeah, and I think I mean, can we talk about this too as all Knicks fans? Has it been fun to watch you see players like campaign front the post on KP and prevent him from getting the ball? Or it's like they used to do that with Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
And he's become a much better player. I have no real ill will towards KP anymore. But that was like, all right, we're getting kind of the second half of that.
He's wearing a Boston Celtics jersey.
Yeah, right. I mean, I didn't
only for that, but not because of the trade shit. He's he said the right things, whatever. Like, that's all in the past.
Look, he was 21. He made a dumb decision. Honestly, the Knicks would probably not be where they are today if they kept him. So it's like, I mean, you go down the line, right? Marcus Morris, they get the pick for Marcus Morris. That pick is quickly. Like, it's just, quickly turns into OG like that. They're not this. They're not this. This is OG is way more important to them than KP ever would have been.
By the way, before I get to the other super chat, if anyone watching, if you have not seen J.R. Smith's actual live reaction to the end of the game, you have to watch that.
I gotta see this.
J.R. Smith, it's on his Instagram. Okay. He posted a live reaction to the end of the game. It is absolutely hilarious.
One more PSA. If you're watching on X the Everything app, and you're curious where these comments are coming from, come on YouTube. You know,
Yes.
come over to YouTube, watch us on YouTube. You can comment, you can super chat if you want to. But even if you don't super chat, we're gonna read your comment. Like, you know, come on over. That's where the comments come from.
And also
I
another
watched-
thing,
I
the
tuned into
Tatum
my
slander
first
has
time.
been glorious the last
Yeah.
25 minutes or so. Like my timeline is like literally just flooded with
Where
Tatum
is he like
slander.
just best player in the NBA? Like he just keeps dropping the rankings every
like
year.
well people are like clowning him for, of course, the Olympic benching.
Right.
People are clowning him for his face of the NBA comments
yeah.
that he made earlier this year. It's like you can't be the face of the NBA and have performances like this.
13 points on 15 shots, like 19 shots. I mean, I'm never gonna get over that. Like that's embarrassing shit. 13 points on 19 shots, and you're like supposed to be like a top 3 player in the NBA. Get the fuck out of here.
And Stacey, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I did want to ask, like, we're 2-0 up against the Celtics. If you think about the beginning of the season, when the trades happened without seeing anything, we were like, they've made moves. Maybe they're a finals contender. The regular season kind of poured some cold water on that. You know, should we just be living in the moment and saying,
Yeah,
you know, whatever happens? But they're 2-0 up on the Celtics. Like, should we be thinking about this team as a like that? That sounds like a title contender.
Well, so play it out, right? We talked about this. They have to win this series. You can't fucking lose this series now. You're up 2-0. You've got 3 out of your remaining 5 games at home. Like you know, and they haven't lost on the road yet in the playoffs, which is totally insane. They've now set the record for most road wins to start a playoff run for the Knicks in history. So you got to win this series. And then you've got either the Cavs who are dying or the Pacers who they're obviously better than the fucking Pacers. Like they were last year. The whole team got injured. They still almost beat them. You know, if Brunson hadn't broken his hand in Game 7, they might have come back. They were starting to come back when that happened. So, like, I feel like 2 years ago, we were like, oh shit, this team might just like fall ass backwards into the finals because they like got lucky and got to face the Heat in round 2, and it just didn't work because Tibbs coached a horrible series and got like his ass handed him by Spoelstra. But I mean, this might be the year where they just like they just like beat the Celtics, the Cavs lose to the Pacers because of injuries, shit in the bed, whatever. The Knicks are better than the Pacers. They'll be favored in that series. And then like you're just fucking in the finals, probably against the Nuggets, by the way, who Cat is the best defender of all time when he's going up against Jokic. So like that, you know, that's the one guy he can defend.
It would be poetic if they did it against Hart. So
I mean, whatever. Like the OKC is like done with him already, so I don't care. I don't need to see. Also, I don't know if the Knicks can beat OKC. I don't want to see them. I want to see the Nuggets.
Yeah, no, they're up nearly like 30 against Denver right now. So
no, that's not good. Okay, well, you know, it's 1-1 if that doesn't change, so no big deal.
That's what you wanted, right? That's what you
right.
wanted.
I mean, if you're Denver, that's what you wanted. You know, 1-1.
Not everyone has the luxury of going home 2-0.
Then they really don't.
Nope. Man, who would have thought we would be in this position? Dog,
I gotta ask. I watched the game on mute. Was it loud when the Knicks made stuff? Because I would imagine
I couldn't hear anything.
I was too busy in my own head, like literally just like talking to myself and like screaming, especially at the end of the game. So like I was not paying attention to the crowd. But like in some of the clips that I watched, you can definitely hear a little bit of a crowd pop because there is a good portion of Knicks fans, especially like when they were making that run as they were getting closer and closer. You heard more Knicks fans. There was even a competing like defense and "Let's go Celtics" chant towards the end of the game when Tatum was like isoing on somebody. I forgot which play it was, as he was doing that a ton tonight, and thankfully he was. But yeah, no, there was definitely a good portion of Knicks fans in that crowd. So yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like they so you can say they have a little more pride than Philly fans, I guess.
We also have a super chat from Fela here. 499 super chat. Thank you for that. He said, would Mikal be cool with 5 picks as an official nickname? Right now trying to make it work by shouting it from my apartment window. I mean, Mikal just seems like a regular, chill, like nonchalant, real, like easygoing type of dude. Yeah, I think he would. I don't think he would care.
My opinion about this has always been, from the second they made the trade, if this is the guy you think you need to like get you to your championship ceiling, then who gives a shit if you overpaid?
Yeah,
flags fly forever. You know, like if they win a fucking championship, I don't care that some 12-year-old is going to be on the Nets instead of the Knicks. I really don't.
Oh man. Anthony Chapman here. He says still undefeated in the layup line era. Let's go.
It worked. I mean,
was the layup line adjustment worth a pick on its own?
It might have been.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe the Knicks would forever be stuck in the doldrums of bad third quarters if not for Mikal Bridges suggesting.
I mean, they had a bad third quarter tonight, so you know.
Yeah.
No, but even at the end of the third quarter, they were down 12?
12.
Yeah, they start to make their run again.
They started cutting the lead. Yeah.
At the end of the third quarter, once again. Yeah. This game had such an eerily similar script to last game too. It's so bizarre. Like Celtics,
I do want to mention
threes, like dog.
One thing that changed that in that third quarter, they went down 20 or 18. They were down 18.
20. They were down 20 again. Yeah.
They were down 20, but when they were down 18, Deuce comes in and he's dribbling up the court. And I'm like, fuck, not another Deuce McBride possession. He throws down that fucking dunk
that Jason Tatum let him get.
Yeah. I did not tweet Tyrese because that was a little bit too little and it felt like too little too late, but it was incredible. And then he hits an open three. And I think, you know, you talk about energy plays, and Josh Hart gives that more than anybody else on the team. But it felt like right when you feel like the Celtics are ready to just blow this thing open, now you deal with this, you know. So and you keep, you know, they've this is what those Pistons did to the Knicks, right? When you're the better team, you have the pressure, and their team won't go away. It's a Sisyphean battle, 90 Sisyphean or Sisyphean. I don't know. Matt, you can correct me on that. But
I believe it is Sisyphean.
Sisyphean most of the time. But it also kind of sucks for the other team. And I think the Celtics, I'm not going to say this is they won a championship. They're not a mentally weak team right now.
No, they're mentally weak. I'm going to say it.
I mean, even in the year last year, they faced a lot of downtrodden teams.
Yeah, I mean, look what happened to the we talk about the Knicks falling ass backwards in the finals. The Celtics got the fucking Pacers in the Eastern Conference Championship last year.
And I forgot who said it today or yesterday, but like someone said that like this Knicks team is the best team that the Celtics have faced like in quite some time.
You guys were talking about this on Pod Strick yesterday, that like the only good team that any East team faced last round was the Pistons. Like the Celtics had the Magic, who fucking suck.
And people tried to disparage the Knicks for struggling with the Pistons.
The Pistons are good.
The Pistons were not a good team all year.
I disparaged the Pistons.
Well, we're supposed to. We're Knicks fans.
Other
NBA fans are not supposed to.
Yeah, we can disparage the Knicks, you know.
And we can disparage the
Pistons. We're Knicks fans. It's allowed. No one else is allowed. It's
other teams fans can't do that.
Yeah, that's right.
Because they're not in the trenches with us. They don't get it. They don't get it like we do. But yeah, Jordan Bell brings up here, Mikal Bridges scored all 14 of his points in the fourth quarter. He outscored the Celtic starters 14-8 on his.
That is fucking insane.
Quarter. He didn't score before the third.
No, he didn't. He was 0 for 8 going into the fourth.
Yeah, he was 0 for. And I tweeted out, I was like, put Deuce in for Mr. Layup Line saved my life, because like I'm tired of his nonsense right now. Like you have 0 points in a playoff game right now.
I said it after game 1, but now I really mean it. We can't ever complain about Mikal again.
I mean, I think it works though. Like every time we complain about him,
you're right. We actually should keep complaining about him.
I will continue complaining about him because first of all, like this guy is like, he makes it hard to bet on the Knicks. It's like, is he going to rebound? Is he going to assist? Yeah. Is he going to shoot threes? Is he going to score? Like, what is he going to do that I have to bet on that can make me profitable? And like, he's impossible. He's an enigma.
I mean, it's just like I said it before. But the Butterfingers just fucking kill me, dude. Like, catch there
was
a
play where Cat threw him the ball and they like literally like slipped through his hands.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a fastball.
It was a fastball,
But
it's
like the rebounds too.
You have long arms.
Yeah.
Wrap your arms around the ball.
Bring it to the chest. It's like a football. Bring it to your chest, dude.
He went to a basketball school.
He did.
He didn't go.
I'm quite aware.
Oh man. The Celtics have missed 75 threes over the last 2 games, the most in any 2-game span in NBA playoff history. But hey, keep shooting the ball, guys. Keep shooting it, please. Keep shooting the long ones. Keep shooting the contested ones. Keep shooting the rushed ones.
This is going to sound ridiculous, but this is actually like a 20% serious question. Did Tibbs hide the ball on his switching defense specifically so that the Celtics would be caught off guard when he did it in the playoffs after he played drop like a dummy all season?
If he did, that's 4D chess right there.
Yeah, but like is it possible? I think it might. I think it's possible.
Deep state Tibbs.
Deep state.
Deep state Tibbs.
I mean, it might be the case. It honestly might be the case because no matter who the opponent was during the regular season, they never switched. Like it didn't matter who the team was, who the personnel was on the other side.
They didn't switch against the Pistons either, but then
and then they just automatically were like, all right, hey, Boston's here. Let's switch, guys.
Yeah, let's switch.
It's dog, what?
Or, but they're still they're still doing drop with Mitch on the court, but it's working fine because it's fucking Mitch and not Cat, so it doesn't matter. But, it's just, I don't know.
And like I said, I think, I was I was getting my pitchfork ready for Tibbs when we went Cat drop in the third. And Brian Gibberman was like, nah, he was going in on Cat. So there was something he wasn't doing properly.
He was probably supposed to be switching. The thing is, we know Cat's a freaking dummy on defense. We all saw that video of OG pushing Cat into place in game 1, which is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Where Cat just wandering around like he has no idea what he's supposed to be doing. OG just shoves him.
It's like a parent with a kid.
Yeah, really. But so it wouldn't shock me if Cat just forgot that he's supposed to be switching instead of playing.
Well, there were plays where the Knicks got lazy, and when I say the Knicks, I mean 2 players in particular. They're also the 2 players with the most responsibility on offense.
Yeah,
Brunson and Cat. There were plays where Brunson wasn't switching or playing back. When you switch, you got to be in the guy's face, and that is taxing. And that might have been a reason why Tibbs saved it. I don't think I can buy into the full on. I don't want to call it a conspiracy.
I'm obviously fucking with you. Yeah.
But if you want to call it I don't think it was just this is my trump card. No pun intended. But I do think that
conspiracy trump card.
he does wait until it's all right, there's no options. So I think there's a scenario in which Tibbs woke up in the middle of the night in the playoffs or between the series and was like, we just struggled with Detroit. We got to try something.
Yeah, that seems very possible. Yeah.
I'm sure they practiced it. And I'm sure some of the things, to be fair, the things that I mentioned, right? Brunson and Cat probably don't want to switch, right? They're comfortable. I'm staying back. I have a very easily designed job, or, I can flop my way out of a moving screen or a screen, or, I have it makes you uncomfortable. And Tibbs in some ways is a player's coach in that way. And I don't want to. So as critical as I've been and Schwinn has been, as all of us have been, you don't want to kind of discount that. But I don't think he was just saving for the playoffs. But it wouldn't be completely unheard of given how much this guy probably wants. Tibbs has not made the Eastern Conference Finals or the conference finals.
Didn't he make it once with the Bulls?
With the Bulls, 2011.
Yeah, he made it once. Yeah.
Oh, the Heat
against the Heat, the Heatles, the first year of the Heatles.
But I'm sure Tibbs can taste it right now. You're 2-0.
It's been 14 years.
Yeah, and you've had regular season success everywhere you've gone, turning around teams, whatever. I'm sure he can taste it, and it's going to be an interesting few days till Saturday. Because the Celtics are going to play with desperation, and they're still a great team. But the Knicks have found something, and I don't think as much as people want to chalk it up to just 3-point luck, I can't. It's not. I want to pose this to you. Sorry, Does it? This is feelings ball. There's like all of these mental biases we all have, whatever. It definitely seems to me like, yeah, they're missing open threes, but in the regular season when they were getting those open threes, it was swing, open shot, right? Tatum gets in the paint, everybody panics, and then it's just a matter of time till like Derek White is open. There were a few of those possessions. It's not like this disappeared, but like Al Horford missing a wide open corner three, it's like that's kind of what we want, right?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, if he makes those, you have to live with something, right? They're not going to,
or Tatum isoing.
Yeah.
Like in our third game this year, everyone was freaking out because Tatum, like, he got Mikal on a bunch of switches. I thought Mikal Bridges played pretty good defense, but he's stronger. He's stronger than Bridges, and he just gets that fadeaway. And Tatum was just on a burner. But I'm like, if it's the choice between that or like the ball movement Celtics, that's the choice between Death Star and like a tank, right? You know, something like that. Like, we'll live with that. It's a very efficient tank. It's a very good tank, but it's got some variance and it's more difficult. And I do think like people are probably, maybe after 2-0 it won't be the case, but the Knicks defense has like, but I'm curious, like, how much do you think it's just the Celtics missing shots versus, or how, you know, what's the percentage kind of breakdown there of like how much?
So, I like, here's the thing. I missed most of game one. I went back and watched a bunch of highlights. I only saw the last few minutes in overtime. But so like a lot of that, you know, you can say after game one, I did feel like I saw people analyzing it. You see, and it's just like a lot of it is rushed. Even if they're saying they're open, a lot of it is rushed. And like, okay, maybe some of that is variance. They're like, kind of off. They could be rushing the shots because they're kind of off, as opposed to like, Knicks defense doing anything. But tonight it happens again, right? And like at some point, it's still yes, 2 games is still a small sample size. But at some point, you've got to say the Knicks are like putting them in positions where they're not comfortable. Even if they're taking open shots, they're not comfortable. Like, how many possessions ended in Peyton Pritchard taking a 28-foot three? And he hit a lot of them, but like, I'll live with that. Like, if he's gonna fucking hit 28-footers from the elbow, like,
The funniest thing was it seemed like they were like trying to like target Brunson early in the game with like Drew Holiday under the basket, like baskets.
Yeah.
And
right.
I was like, is like, do we really have the Celtics in such a mental twister that they're like trying to like mind fuck us by like,
I mean, I think like,
playing through Holiday and like trying to like really target Brunson? I was like, hey, if you guys are gonna play through Drew Holiday, I will take it, because I've seen how that's gone for the Bucks a couple years ago. Like, I'll take it. Like, please do that.
I think Tibbs has Missoula totally confused, which I never would have guessed would happen. He doesn't know, like, they're playing a totally different defensive scheme than he's like. How do you do, like, you have all this tape of the Knicks in the regular season in the first round against the Pistons
playing drop,
and then suddenly game one they play switch, and like,
and they're covering the driving gaps like, really good too. And it's like,
right. Yeah.
Making it really hard for you to do anything. You have to settle for all these contested jumpers.
And Mikal Bridges is playing defense like 10 times better than he played in the regular season. Like, you just
like
can't.
He doesn't have to go off for a million screens.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
So he's going to have more energy.
Right.
Sorry, Sam.
It's like this is the Mikal that you saw like 4 or 5 years ago on Phoenix.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have the tape for that, Joe Mazzulla. So it's like you don't really know what to do right now.
I think he like.
And he barely has any Mitch tape because Mitch is barely on the court because he's barely healthy.
Yeah. But I like, you hear his quotes after game one, right? And it's all like, look, we're getting the shots we want. It's gonna they're
gonna drop. He's like, they're gonna drop.
Right. But like, seriously though, I think that's what happened. He was like, this was weird. They played a different defensive scheme. We're gonna play our game. We'll be fighting game 2, and they weren't. Like, and now,
and you could see it affect Jason Tatum probably the most out of all of them. I mean, I know they'll say, like, a player like Jason Tatum, there's no way he could be mentally weak, but like Jason Tatum's, he's mentally weak, man. Like, come on, he sees the Twitter slander.
Yeah,
we all know he saw the Olympic slander. We all know he saw that.
Maybe Steve Kerr might have ruined Jason Tatum.
Someone tweeted out that Steve Kerr stopped a terrorist attack against the United States by benching Jason Tatum in the Olympics. They said Kerr stopped a terrorist attack He's up there with the Navy SEAL that killed Osama. Dog.
Anyway, so Stacey, I'm curious for your thoughts on this. So something you guys talked a little bit about this on the pod, and Jeff had a tweet thread about this, that like he's wondering if part of the Celtics issue is you're going, like when they were up by 20 in game 1, right? They're going for threes. And his point was maybe the better play in that scenario is not going for the points per possession and instead going for the better shot. Like you're going to make 2-pointers more often than you're going to make 3-pointers, right? Even though a 3-pointer is you get a better effective field goal percentage, more points per possession, but you don't need the 3 points. You just need points if you're up by that much. So, but what I found interesting is I felt like they didn't do it tonight. Like they took 25 less threes or 20 less threes than they did on Monday tonight, right? And I think a lot of that was when they got up by 20, they actually did, from what I remember, I like barely able to fucking pay full attention to the game because there were a million stream people around me. But like when I remember, they actually kind of did make that change, and they weren't like just hunting threes when they were up by 20. They were trying to get easier shots, and it didn't work anyway because like the Knicks had Mitch in there. So I'm curious what you think about that. Like, is this just the Celtics like shitting their pants, or the Knicks just like how do you? I don't know. I just don't know how to think about that. Like, what do the Celtics need to be doing, and how do the Knicks need to be prepared for that? If this happens again, like, what's the best play, and how do the Knicks prepare for it? You know?
Yeah. So one thing I'll say is they didn't shoot as many threes as game 1.
Right.
That wasn't going to happen. 60 is like
that's insane.
I think when they were up, I think what you see is it's interesting. So I don't know how closely you follow football, but I'm an Eagles fan. And the thing with a lot of these, like Chip Kelly's offenses or like high-powered offenses, they get a big lead. They don't know how to keep it, right? Because they run fast, but it's like, well, hold on. Like we should take some clock, right? And run the ball and get 4 or 5 yards. We don't need the big plays anymore, to your point, right? Points per possession maybe is like a difference. But that's not your identity, right? So then it becomes, and that's the thing. Like I think Tatum is an incredibly good player, a very talented ISO player. That's not their identity. And they have to shift to that, right? When they're up or they want to slow the game down. So you either do that or you keep shooting threes, but the Knicks are not going to give threes to anyone besides Horford or sometimes White. So it is interesting because like it's such a dynamic thing where it's like we as Knicks fans and being pessimists are like, well, we have this heliocentric style, we're so ISO heavy, and that costs us when teams will just load up on Brunson. But other teams that play the more team-oriented style, sometimes teams can still force you to play ISO, and that can bring you down, even if it's just from great to like decent or good. That's a very palpable difference. You have to really be built to do everything right now, and because of this second apron in part, because of the need to build there's just so many factors. It's what makes basketball great. It's why. As much as I thought, like I work in analytics.
Let me clip this, Stacey. The second apron is what makes basketball great.
No,
that's his opinion. Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, I think it's always been like that, right? But the second apron has made it even more challenging. Where, like, look, people blame it on him choking. LeBron James lost a lot of series. It took Jordan several years, despite being the best player in basketball, literally as a rookie. It is a constantly evolving and a very like there is no like it's not linear, like this is just what you have to get good at and like there's a rank order. No, the matchups and the style matter so much, and you lean into one and that helps you a lot, but then it leaves you shortcoming in another sense. And I think that's the Celtics have leaned into threes, they've leaned into ball movement, but when someone shuts that off, they're still a great team because they can say we have Jason Tatum, we have Jaylen Brown, we have Porzingis who can post up, apparently not against Campaign.
I don't believe in him either.
But you just have like there's no like this is the thing and it's just gonna work the way the way the Eagles work this way by the way. But that's what makes basketball great. And the Knicks, but you have to keep leaning into those evolutions and adapting constantly. That's, I think, been our worry about Tibbs. And I think through 2 games at least, and for most of that Pistons series, he's passed with flying colors. I mean, even if we lose the next 4 games, unless they're all like 40-point blowouts, like I won't be calling for Tibbs' head, and I was like midway through that Detroit series. So
for me, I do not believe in Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Porzingis, the Celtics in general, because as I said before, I just didn't believe in their run last year. And like before their run last year, they had a huge bozo gene that everyone like. It's like renowned that the Celtics have a bozo gene because they just play like such a knucklehead brand of basketball, and they continue playing a certain way, especially when they have leads. My Celtics mutuals have all been flooding my mentions about like when they have these huge leads, not to trust the Celtics. And it reminds them of the 2023 year, the 2022 year, the 2021, all those previous iterations of this team. And like last year, I feel like I really don't feel like the Celtics really got tested that much. And even like I feel like
Tatum, I think, has been a lot better this year. He's evolved even regular season to like pretty great, but
probably like rebounding and passing and all that other stuff.
13
scoring
points on
too,
19 shots. 13
But
points on 19 shots.
I feel like
that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying this year.
Scoring wise, I have not seen much. I mean, credit to him, he did what he did against the Orlando Magic defense, and their defense is great. But when you're on the court against Jalen Brunson, man, you better show me you the better player, because if not, like this is what's gonna happen. And we're seeing what's happening right now with Jason Tatum. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's like the complacency of we already got the job done last year. Maybe it's like we really don't know how to figure out this Knicks team.
I think they're just not great isolation players. They're very good isolation players. Brown,
yeah, they're not. That's why they had to lean so heavy into like the chat GPT basketball.
And that's the thing. And you can go too far the other way, right? The Bulls. I mean, teams with DeMar DeRozan leaned into ISO too much, right?
You got to find that healthy balance.
But that's really fucking hard. That's what makes basketball interesting. Like I said,
yeah.
And the Knicks are finding that balance, and and on offense, they're still finding that balance. But I think on defense they've gotten the Celtics out of their identity. You can talk about the missed threes. The Celtics are not playing for the 48. They were playing 48 minutes of Celtics basketball every time we played them in the regular season. You've seen stretches of that, but
and the Magic kind of gave a little blueprint to that, because like their games with the Celtics were tough too, until like that last game where like they blew them out of the water. A lot of those Celtics Magic games were like real close.
Even last year, the
down
Celtics
to the wire. Celtics Pacers games last year too.
But I actually think you made a really, really interesting point, Stacey, which is that we probably underrated the fact that the Celtics, honestly, not just the Celtics. Here's the thing. Okay, so go through that 0-10, right? That famous fucking 0-10 against the Celtics, Cavs, and Thunder. 3 of those 4 games, the Celtics played basically perfect fucking games. And we probably underrated that when we were thinking about how the Knicks could match up with them.
They literally
one
shot
of them was the first game of the season.
Right, one of them was the first game of the season when they traded for Cat 2 weeks earlier. Like they didn't. Most of these guys.
Bruh, we played Pacome Dadier that game.
Right, you're right. We did. We played fucking Dadier. Yeah,
play more.
Play more.
Next
straight
year
out of France. He was straight from Paris. We played Dadier in that game, and but not just that one, right? The Cavs, game 1 against the Cavs, which wasn't that game 2 of the season?
Yeah.
They were up the first couple games.
They were up. They were winning that whole game, and then the Cavs came back. Whatever. But after that, the Cavs played mostly perfect games. The Knicks were up 30 on the Thunder in that first game, and the Thunder then the Knicks collapsed. Whatever. The Thunder went crazy, and then the Thunder played
Aaron
basically
Wiggins magnet game. Ball.
The thing is, I feel like this is something we briefly talked about at the time, but these teams, the Knicks were seen as a contender, but not on the level of these guys. And I think these teams are really getting up to prove to the Knicks they weren't on their level, and it worked in the regular season, but it's not fucking working this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've adjusted to teams putting a center on Hart.
You're right.
That was the big change, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Oklahoma City, the first game, they did that in the fourth quarter, and that killed
Yeah.
the Knicks offense, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the second game, they did that again, and they had a blowout. But now, you have the screens. It's still not perfect. I mean, the Knicks didn't score 100 points tonight.
Well, also, they probably should have won this game by like 30 based on the shot quality they had. They just couldn't get anything to drop for most of the game.
Yeah.
They were down what? Like, they started the game down what? Like 11 to 2 or something like that, and they probably should have been up like 20 to 11. Like that.
We have this comment here from E-Rock Delayman. He said, I said it the other night. I saw them winning the series in a vision I had years ago. You laughed. Shame on you, Schwinn. Show yourself. Shout out to your vision.
Yeah, that's you nailed it, dude.
If it comes true, man, I don't know what I got to do to make you have a vision of me winning like a $10,000.
What are your thoughts on the stock market? That's what I got.
Just for the record, Schwinn is too drunk to be on this podcast.
Yeah, no, definitely. I could imagine. Jordan Bub says Jalen Brunson went 6 for 19 and the Knicks won on the road. Only the second time in the Brunson era that the Knicks won a playoff game where Brunson had a negative plus minus. Incredible. I wonder what the first game was.
My guess is it's one of the ones against the Heat. That's just like
could be.
That's probably like just off the top of my head. I mean, it could have been. Well, it could have been Game 7 against the Pacers. They got freaking. Oh, they didn't win. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have guessed one of the Pacers games because he was a little more up and down that series.
But after he was pretty good in that series until Game 6, wasn't he? I mean, well, Game 1, I guess he wasn't good in Game 1.
He always
game one. He had like Game 1 against the Pacers. He had like 40, I think.
Oh, maybe, no, I'm thinking of Game 1 against the Sixers. That was a bad game, right?
Yeah, he had a couple first bad games.
Yeah.
Game 2 against the Pacers, it was good.
No, it had to be the Sixers series. It had to be the Sixers series.
Oh, it probably was the Sixers series.
His first two games were awful.
Garbage, yeah.
And we won both of those games by the skin of our teeth.
But I think it's also, if you think that's a trend, right? He like struggles a little bit at the beginning of series. I knew he would figure out in the fourth quarter, but he had a good Game 1. But that's upside too, because the Knicks are up 2-0. Neither of Cat or Brunson have played particularly well. Brunson
and the Knicks still haven't shot the ball well.
They haven't. They shot
at all these playoffs.
They shot in Game 1, but like
from 3, I mean.
Well, did they shoot they shot well from 3 in Game 1, I think.
Yeah,
in Game 1 they did, but like
that's the only.
We haven't had like one of those.
Yeah.
We haven't had like a consistent stretch of like
no, they haven't.
Nailing their threes or like even like a game where they just explode from 3.
Right.
Like all these other teams in the playoffs, they have like one game where they just like absolutely go bonkers from 3. The Knicks have just not had that.
I mean, it's there. Like
I'm praying Game 3 is that game.
Yeah,
somehow.
The thing is,
it needs to be.
They actually kind of do need to win Game 3 to just like completely snuff out the Celtics. Like Celtics win Game 3, they're going to be like, okay, whatever, it's a series now, we're fine.
Yeah,
I think the Knicks need to just like put it down.
3-0 becomes so much more unsurmountable to like come back against because you have to win 4 straight games.
Right. Yeah. Against a team that you blew 2 20-point leads against in the last
at home
minutes of the game at home. Like you need them to be terrified to go back home for Game 5. And like if they win both games 3 and 4, they're going to be like, what the fuck ever? We'll be fine. It doesn't really matter that we lost the first 2.
Chris Bernhardt, he says, Mitch is the only thing connecting us to the last of the dark ages. Feels like he is the lone knight surviving the dark times to reap the rewards of the good times. Great development story. What a pick. Yeah, he really is the last of one of the
Scott Perry. What a genius.
Teams.
Do you know who we traded for that pick?
Carmelo Anthony.
That is correct.
Melo might get us the title.
That would be what a way for everything to be really all interconnected.
Dude, this just reminded me again. MSG is going to be fucking insane on Saturday.
It's going to not only MSG, but that outside area.
No, you're right. All the bars around there.
Nuts.
It's like
the bars around the city are going to be crazy.
I don't know.
Bars around the city, bro. I saw a video on my friend's Instagram story. Crunch Gym was active. Crunch Gym was watching the game and they were active. So like everywhere is going to be insane.
When I was walking home from the bar, a random guy biked by me, like doing a delivery or something, and goes, "Did they win?" I was just like,
Dog, the city is electric. Like literally, when I
Yeah.
went into work the other day after they came back, like literally almost all my coworkers were coming up to me. They're like, "Did you see the game? Did you see the game? It was crazy." I was like,
I
"Yeah."
mean, there's something to be said. Like I'm sure we've talked about this before. But there's something to be said for the fact that the Knicks are like the team. You know, like fuck the Mets. I don't care. They don't exist.
No,
Like
they don't.
that you have like it doesn't work with the Mets and Yankees. It doesn't work with the Jets and Giants. But the Knicks are like
The one team that like
The
really
team.
unites like
Yeah.
most of New York
Yeah.
under itself.
New York is like people say New York's a baseball town, but New York's a basketball town.
It's basketball through and through.
Yeah. It's like the city is fucking crazy when the Knicks are good in a way that it's just because it's split otherwise. With football and baseball, it's split.
Yeah, it's pretty evenly split.
And
too.
there are like 10 Nets fans. So, you know, it's really not.
Oh man. John Larry says that Neil Long tweeted, "Let's go Knicks, baby." Ime Udoka's former
Suspicious.
Hello emoji.
Mellow emoji. Join the strict court if you want to know what Stacey's talking about.
Oh my gosh. Tom Thibodeau calls Mikal Bridges a great competitor. One of the things I really respect about him is his demeanor. He just keeps marching forward.
Honestly, you have to give him credit. He like, I mean, 3/4 of shooting like absolute shit.
And I'm sure he sees a lot of the flack that he gets on Twitter too.
Oh, I mean, you can't
All
like,
season, right? The 5. He
Yeah.
knows he got traded for 5 first-round picks.
Yeah.
yeah,
He's been a winner since college.
Yeah.
He knows New York fans are
Yeah.
like serious about this shit.
Yeah.
And he's playing with his 2 best friends, who probably have high standards for him too. It's a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
mean,
pressure.
And Josh Hart's been like really riding for him. So
Yeah. Yes.
What else here? Oh, I wanted to bring this one up. Jordan Bub says from Eddie House on the Celtics broadcast 10 weeks ago. He says, if you're a Knicks fan and you think Mitchell Robinson's going to change your season, I feel bad for you. I remember seeing that clip too. I remember seeing that clip.
I hope he didn't bet the house on that.
Nice. Yeah.
Did Eddie House used to be a Knick?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for like a little bit.
Yeah.
Number 50. That's all I remember.
So weird.
It's always weird when you see a shooter who's like not a center who wears 50.
It's like, what are you doing with that number, sir? But yeah, Eddie House, put your money where your mouth is.
No, there's been I mean, Michael Pena had that whole article about.
Oh,
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier.
Yeah. Did you read it, Stacey?
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations to you, because I read the headline.
God, I would not. I was not.
I wouldn't open it. I won't open any Michael Pena article.
He picked
honestly.
clips of Brunson getting switched on to stuff, and it's like.
Brunson actually held his own on defense
He
too.
did.
So it's like,
And in game 1, too, like the thing is, he gets beat sometimes. But I
he's
think people think he's
5'10".
Trae Young.
Like he's going to get beat.
But people think he's Trae Young, and you talked about this before, Matt. It's like there is a gradient. It's not just this guy is ass. There is probably some threshold where he can get to where I think he's been fighting as hard as he can to be very close, and he is close. Is he above, below?
And he forced some tough misses on Jaylen Brown.
Well, the thing is, like, so to go back to that point I was making earlier, Trae Young's a 2. He's a 2 defender. Like, he doesn't care. He can't do it, right? Brunson doesn't not care about defense. He's just like, he's small and he has kind of like stubby arms. And so, like, he doesn't
But he
have.
is strong, and he uses
he's strong,
that.
though.
Yeah.
Like, you can't really. Bigger guys can't always back him down because he can stand up.
Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum have like tried to like really like take him down to the post, and they realized they couldn't, and it's like either pass out or take a tough shot.
I mean, you have to like you can blow by Brunson pretty consistently because he's just not. He doesn't have the length to keep up with you, right? But like,
you're trying to back him down
easily. Yeah,
no,
and off ball,
they realize that tonight.
Off ball, he's like fine. He's like totally fine off ball.
Yeah. Let's see here. What else we got here? Zan Rosen brings up, of course, Thibs waiting for them to foul into the bonus.
I mean,
Mitch.
They were doing the thing is they were willing to, which again is fucking insane. Like,
fuck around and find out.
Exactly. John Leary says KP on game 3. Why is he talking? He played like 10 minutes. No one wants to hear from you, dude. But he says, in a way, it kind of takes all the pressure off of us. If you check the odds, maybe the Knicks are
what a loser.
This is
so glad
such a pathetic mindset to
have. What a fucking loser.
It's like Fight Club shit. Only when you've lost everything
Actually, I really like being the underdog to a team that
I don't like having the pressure.
Yeah, we were minus 900 going into the series, and now we're gonna fucking lose. That's pretty cool, actually. I like that.
I actually have to see what the series odds are now because like
we should be favored at this point.
The Knicks have to be favored, right?
We have to win 2 out of 5, and
but like
it's kind of even split right now. Minus 110 for
that's
the Knicks.
Just that's got to
minus
be
106 for the Celtics.
That's got to be a money thing, right? Like a lot of people are just still putting money on the Celtics because they think they're going to win big if the Celtics come back and win.
Yeah, could be that.
But like, so there are 5 games left. The Celtics have to go 4-1 at worst. Either 4-0 or 4-1.
And 3 are at MSG.
They did go 4-0 against the Knicks in the regular season. But again, I really think they played 3 basically perfect games, and then 1 was close. And like the Celtics pulled away at the end, which happens, obviously. But like, I don't know.
DJ Zulo from Jordan Bub says, I can't believe it as I type this. Boston shot 7 for 34, 20% on non-restricted area attempts in the second half. So that includes like long twos and of course the wonderful threes that killed the Boston Celtics crowd after every attempt.
I mean, they didn't make a field goal. What was the stat? They showed it on TNT, right?
It was like for 8 minutes they didn't make a field goal.
They didn't make a field goal.
Did you see like at the beginning they tried to do it for the Knicks? They're like Knicks
that
0
was so
field
funny.
Goals.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
1 second, 2 seconds. It's like
they put it up too. They put it up too late. Yeah, because the Knicks had just made one until the clock reset. That was really funny.
That's hilarious.
No, I think they meant to put it up for the Celtics.
Yeah, they meant to put it up for the Celtics. They actually put it up for the Knicks.
Okay, that makes more sense.
No, I think. Look, am I going to say it's great defense? I think it's a great, like you said, Matt. Like you have to live with some things, and they figured out what to live with, and so far it's working.
Yeah,
they probably have to adjust again.
It's always both, right? It's always both. The Celtics are missing shots they normally make. The Knicks are playing good defense, and like one can create the other. Like I think it's a chicken or the egg scenario in both directions, right? Because the Celtics are missing shots, so the Knicks are getting more confident on defense, which makes the Celtics miss more shots because now the Celtics are playing tense and the Knicks are playing freely. But also the Knicks are playing good defense because they switch up their screen. The Celtics aren't ready, so the Celtics are missing shots they normally make because these guys are flying at them from all these angles and they're not prepared. Like it's all like a feedback loop where you can't really say what the genesis of it is. It's never one thing. It's always everything. And like I like that. I mean, we keep picking on Pena, but like fuck that guy, honestly.
Because he's done this so many times.
Always done this.
He
ruined Emmanuel Quickly's 6-man campaign.
He really did.
The Ringer, he did. That's true. The Ringer hires a bunch of Celtics fans because like Bill Simmons reads fucking Celtics blogs and sees like writers he thinks are good and hires them. So like it's just fucking annoying, But like he's out there saying like, well, it has to be this one thing. It's never one thing. It's never one thing. It's always both. Like the Knicks, of course, aren't playing perfect defense. The Celtics are probably going to make more shots. Like this is not going to keep happening. Like they're not going to keep shooting 25% from 3. That's fucking insane. No, they're not going.
If I keep betting on their players to shoot 3,
well, you're right. Maybe they will.
Yeah, you are the MVP here.
I can't hit a bet to save my life right now.
So, just off the top of your head, both of you, like how many they shot 40 tonight? They made 10, right? So they missed 30. How many of those 30 do you think are like shots they would definitely always make? They just missed tonight.
I mean, do we count the Horford ones?
I don't think so. Like Horford
always kills us. That's been a really refreshing thing.
Tatum's always
this motherfucker is older than me. I'm very old.
Yeah.
Stop. And you're 6'10" and you're slow and stop.
Let's say I'm just going to throw. They missed 30 shots. Let's say half of them, right? Half of them are shots you expect them to normally make. They're not actually going to make all 15.
Well, I mean, also look at the trend of like how they've been shooting, I guess, the last like couple games in the playoffs too, because like this has been a consistent kind of defense they're seeing lately,
right,
between us and the Magic. So it's like, depending on like what they shot in those previous games, I would kind of match it up to see what those were. And they kind of struggled in a lot of those games, especially the games in Orlando. There were some games where they shot like they made like 7 threes or like whatever it was. So like this has been kind of consistent for them in these playoffs. They haven't really been shooting the three ball well. So I don't know why it's been such a big deal against the Knicks. Well, of course we know why.
Well, because everyone
against
just
the
like
Knicks.
thinks they're gonna roll over. Yeah.
But it's like they've kind of been doing this since the Magic series. Like they kind of got hot in that like game 5, whatever it was at home. But like most of that Magic series, they kind of struggled from three. It wasn't like all like, all right, we're making 25 threes a night.
You could even see it in this game. There were stretches where they did get hot because the Knicks were in rotation, right? When they started playing drop, immediately Tatum hit that pull-up. So, like, that still tells me that, like, yes, this is process. This is not luck. It's because when it's even if it's off a pass and it's a catch and shoot, we've seen this with the Knicks, right? You're like, well, the Knicks are just spacing. OG should just hit that three. But when it's Brunson dribbling for 14 seconds and then just a quick shot and I'm just standing still and have to shoot, it's not the same. And the Celtics have thrived off that. When the Knicks went away, when the circumstances or whatever you want to say, like I don't know what the causes of those things were. When the ball did move a little bit and they find Derek White after 2 passes, yeah, that's going in. Like you can feel it. And I think like to add to what you said, Matt, is like its rhythm is a big thing too. This is a Celtics team that it's analytics and all of that, but for like the pure ball watchers, it's also rhythm that they get these shots, not just from spamming and chucking shit like the Rockets did. They have structured their offense to get them in rhythm. And the Knicks have done a very good job of saying, you're going to get them, right? Even there was one there on an inbounds pass, OG completely lost Horford wide open on the other side of the court. But it's still, I'm standing still and I have to shoot. Those things might matter, right? But
also, he's standing still and he has to shoot right then because OG is a giant and very fast. And like if Horford puts the ball down and dribble to like reset himself, OG's there by then. Like he's gotta, if we don't know, like watching the game in the moment, maybe you can go back and watch the tape and say, oh, Horford was set or he wasn't. But like he might not have, he might catch the ball weird and he's like, I gotta put the shot up right now, Like, yeah, it looks wide open, but he knows OG Anunoby is half a second away from being in his face. And like, so that's categorized as an open shot. But is it? Like if Horford is thinking to himself, this is only open if I take it right now and don't worry about whether I'm in a good shooting position.
Which by definition you're worrying at that point.
Right. So like, is that really, how open is that? If you know that OG Anunoby, who's like this fucking, Tasmanian devil on the court is going to be there if you try to reset yourself. You just put up the shot and hope it goes in at that point. And like that, yeah, it's an open shot, but like you're just chucking it up there. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm not a freaking, tape watcher to say that like I know that he wasn't set. I don't know Hal Horford's normal shooting for him, but it's just something to think about. Like I think this stuff, people were talking about this between game 1 and game 2, but I think it's like it really showed itself tonight. Is like you have to wonder how open these shots really are. Are they good shot? Like it's not always a good shot if it's open. To your point, Stacey, like the Knicks Brunson's dribbling out the clock, right? They've got 3 seconds left. Maybe they get an open shot right at the end of the shot clock, but it could be Josh Hart. And like, I mean, do you really want that? Like, open or not, he's not necessarily going to make that. So
even if it's OG though, right? If it's a standstill, it's not in rhythm, it's not the ball's moving and all of that, you're ready, it's different.
And the other thing that just to go back to the point I was starting to make before about like how many open shots maybe they missed that they would normally make. They shot 10 for 40 tonight, right? The difference between their normal 3-point shooting percentage and what they shot is like what? 4, maybe 5 made 3-pointers. So yeah, of course, if they make 4 3-pointers, they win the game by 10. But that's not a big margin that they're leaving for themselves. And like the Knicks also did not, we talked about this, the Knicks didn't shoot well from 3 either. They missed a lot of good shots. I would say they missed more good shots than the Celtics did tonight.
Yeah. And that's been the case for the Knicks for a lot of these playoffs, which has been very infuriating.
It's annoying and it's becoming a pretty concerning trend, but like
well, also
can we please get love averages on our side, please?
Well, who do you think is the best Knicks 3-point shooter?
Well, Brunson probably, right? I mean,
That's not who I would say.
OG, Mikal, Cat. No, Cat.
oh, it's Cat. Yeah,
Cat, and he's not even getting
and
them
he's
up.
not,
He's
he's
not
not even
shooting.
taking them.
He's not even getting
You're
them
right,
up.
it's Cat.
The
I knew.
I was ready to throw my phone through a fucking
Yeah.
wall.
Bro, there was
He
one
had
play
to
where
get one
he
on
had.
Tatum,
Yes, that one exactly. That's the exact one.
and
I
then
was
he
supposed
tries
to
to drive, and it's like
And
this
he
is the
turns it
one
over.
you can shoot. I would wish you would shoot. You don't want to shoot pass. You have the switch. Go to the post. You can post up Tatum. You can shoot. The one thing you cannot do
Is
try to
drive.
Drive. Yeah.
Stop driving.
I don't know.
I don't know if
drive on a
Gibbs-
big, drive on
Gibbs,
Horford.
yeah.
He's 45
Does
years
Gibbs
old.
think he's like Randall reincarnate, but like just light skinned and Dominican, or like I don't know what's going on.
He didn't take a 3 tonight, right?
Not that I
Who
remember.
won? If I told you that, you would have really thought I was on drugs for the series.
But yeah, let's get back to some more comments. We have Kat here on Mikal's defense. It's only right that for all the talk people have done about Mikal, it's when the lights are the brightest that he gets to show his worth. And he also talks about the Knicks sticking together and being resilient. This team is just special. The guys in here, we stay connected even through the bad. Yeah. How special would it be for Kat to have back-to-back conference finals runs on
That's
different
pretty cool.
conferences?
Yeah.
Back-to-back years.
Sam, if we win this series, I don't even care if Cleveland gets in the cryo chamber. If we win this series, it's finals, buddy. It's championship. Fuck OKC. Fuck. Imagine if we beat Randall in the finals. If we win this series, everything changes.
So Mitch is clearly healthy. Like Mitch is clearly healthy, right?
Yeah.
We've seen the Cavs against Mitch. That team is not different enough from what it was.
Mobley has gotten a lot better, but
okay, I don't care. I honestly
but like
don't.
Mobley's also sitting because his ankle hurts.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
No, you're right. Mobley has gotten obviously better, but like Jared Allen literally
and Darius's little toe hurts. Oh no.
Jared Allen literally admitted after that series that they were like not ready. Like that. If I'm the Cavs, I do not want to see the Mitch, but also the Knicks. The Mitch. I don't want to see the Knicks if I'm the Cavs. Like that, no. The Knicks have to be confident going into that series because Mitch completely took them, like alone took them out of that series.
Yeah. No, it was.
They don't have it. By the way, their best player has never beat Brunson in a playoff series, and
nope.
There you go.
Nope. Torched by him. So
mental fortitude right there over him right there. Zach Composto says Celtics really did not meet the intensity of the game. The Knicks played with so much energy. Yeah, I mean, the Celtics, like, they played with like a nervous energy, and the crowd kind of contributed to that too all night. It's like after every three, it was like you felt like this energy like start to like drop, and the fans, they just felt like, oh man, this is gonna be a repeat of the last game, and they were right. I mean,
the Celtics,
but like as a crowd, you can't do that to your home your home team.
Right. Yeah,
because like you had the Celtics playing scared.
They're not used to this. Is the thing. Like when's the last time Celtics fans have faced this? Like
adversity. Yeah,
right. They're just not. They're not prepared for it. But like the thing is, the Celtics, for them, this was a must-win game, and I was curious to see how they were going to go into it, like mentally. And they were, I know they went up 20 again. They were tight the whole game.
Yeah, no. Oh man. We got a couple more comments. Well, we got a bunch more comments.
People are excited.
Everybody's like, yeah, no, rightfully so. I mean,
this is fucking insane. I mean, I've said it. How many times have I said that phrase tonight? Like 600. It's unbelievable.
Eshmaster, who brought up something I said exactly, says crazy that the game script was the exact same as game one, even though I thought the Knicks played much worse tonight. And somehow the Celtics played worse tonight as well.
So I want to quibble with that a little bit.
Go ahead.
I think, first of all, it was interesting because the defense was equally good, but for different reasons. Like I thought I think I mentioned this to you earlier, OG's defense was not as good as game one. I mean, he wasn't bad. He just wasn't like, he wasn't like the terror that he was in game one. But I actually thought their offense for the most part was pretty good. They were just not, like they were getting a lot of shots they wanted. It's just Brunson couldn't get anything to fall. Obviously, Mikal missed all of his shots until the fourth quarter. OG was really not finding a rhythm. Cat had like one quarter there where he was in rhythm, but then he just started giving the ball away. So like I don't know. I don't know if I agree that they played worse. Like the results were obviously worse on offense, but I don't know if they played worse. I think they kind of
played the same.
I kind of think they kind of played the same. Yeah,
just like different players taking up
yeah,
different roles. From Jordan Bubb, Mikal Bridges credits his teammates. He says they helped me up throughout the whole me missing every shot until that point. It's really, truly them just holding me together and keeping me mentally right and just telling me to keep going. Yeah, I mean, the Knicks team really seems to have Mikal's back. I mean, they obviously probably know that he gets a ton of flack for the whole 5 picks thing. Even though it's not really his fault. He's not the one that set the price for himself at 5 first-round picks. So, yeah, I mean, he's trying his best to produce at the highest level possible, and it hasn't been the most ideal situation for him this season, but he's come through in a lot of moments, and he's come up especially now in the biggest moments. So, what can you really say?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, people have clowned them for the Nova Knicks thing, but it probably does help to have these 2 best friends.
I think it matters that they, this is why I know they were kind of like the reporting seems to be they were working on the Cat trade the whole summer in like various ways.
Iterations.
Yeah, so maybe they knew that well, they didn't want to give up Dante. I mean, their intention obviously was to like have all 4 guys together. And I think, everyone like people make fun of them for it, but like it clearly matters for Mikal, like having these guys that know what he's capable of, even when he's struggling.
And the locker room is made up of, I mean, we've talked about this on Pod Strickland, where maybe it's a negative at times, but because, sometimes you need to call guys out. But there isn't a guy that's like, and I have a follow-up on this, actually. I'm curious if you guys would give this credence. But they're like, most of the guys are extremely likable, whatever their flaws. Like Cat, I don't think there's anyone besides maybe Jimmy Butler who's had a bad word to say about him, right? Very genial guys. They're always pumping each other up. There is chemistry on the court comes and goes and evolves, especially with new talent, but they seem to very much target these guys. And it's beyond this team, right? Like Obi Toppin, how many guys in that situation? I'm the 8th pick and you're giving me 14 minutes a game. How many guys would have made a stink? He never did, right? And the Knicks reciprocated and put him in a good position. Grimes got a little bit of that quickly, right? Like quickly knew he was a starter level player. Never made a stink. You didn't get any quotes. I mean, the most controversy we've had was Mikal Bridges saying we should do layup lines, or Tibbs should play the bench a little bit more, but he said it pretty diplomatically. So I think they clearly want that kind of a locker room presence. I will say this though, PJ Tucker was quoted and he was talking about today, getting on them a little bit to step up on defense and stuff. I have always thought these kind of things are very fringe, but you saw it with the Heat with Udonis Haslem. Like they clearly valued his presence. Do you guys think PJ Tucker has brought a little bit of like, yeah, everyone is very kumbaya, but sometimes you need like just a minimal amount of like of spice in there to kind of to shake them up when needed?
I think you definitely need that type of personality, and like it takes the right person to do it. I think the fact that he's been on multiple contenders, especially in the Eastern Conference, a lot of these past couple of years, he's been on a lot of teams that have faced the Celtics. Like he's faced the Jays on multiple contenders. He's been on the Sixers. He's been on the Heat. He's been on the Bucks. Like he has seen these wars. So like he's probably telling them like he knows what's like. And he was on those teams when he was actually a rotation player and actually like mattered too. Like it mattered what PJ Tucker was producing on the basketball court when he was on those teams. So like I think like his words probably like definitely carry some value, and it like it means something for these teams to have like that veteran presence that has been through these wars and has like actually like played against the opponent that you're playing against right now too. So
yeah, no, you're right. I mean, it's just he clearly made a difference. I really hope it's not totally true that the guys didn't know how to talk to each other on the court before he showed up.
No, but I mean, it's a very complex thing. I also think Mitchell Robinson coming back and like actually being the quarterback of the defense.
I think also that helps that like PJ Tucker's familiar with a lot of guys on this team.
Yeah,
like he's familiar with Mikal.
I mean, he played with Mikal and Payne, right? He should have, right?
I don't think so.
With the Sun, no.
No, he wasn't there.
Oh, I know what I'm doing. All right, yeah.
Yeah, but no, I mean, like he's like familiar with them from like previous whatever it may be. But yeah, no, I think that it helps that he has a rapport with these guys, and yeah. Let's see what other comments we do have here. Ace Resort says at this point, this season will be a disappointment if they don't win the chip.
I don't know about
that. let's go up maybe 3-0 or like win the series first. Then
I do.
I'm getting there though.
I do think they have to win the series at this point. Like I feel crazy saying that, given that I was like, yeah, they're going to lose obviously, and it's fine. Going to the series, I think they have to win. But saying they have to win the championship is tough.
What was that?
Oh, I was just saying that like they have to. We've talked about this. They have to win the series, but it's tough to say they have to win the championship. Like that, they run into OKC.
Yeah, no, OKC's a buzzsaw. If they can beat OKC, man.
Well, first of all, Hartenstein's going to be like, "Please take me back."
That would be the funniest thing ever if they actually do win.
It would be if they finally got over the hump right after he left, despite the fact that like he was clearly so important.
Be like the Giants winning after Tiki Barber left.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, that's because Tiki Barber is a piece of shit in the locker room.
Dog, and he's like bad mouthing them after he left.
Yeah, that was crazy. And now he's on the radio being like, Eli's the greatest quarterback of all time. It's like, we all remember what you said 15 years ago. Fuck you.
It's like, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up, Baldy.
Baldy.
Ian Begley, Josh Hart was asked about what he thinks New York is capable after these 2 wins in Boston. He says, I don't even think we know what we're capable of. I think we have to continue to build and put a full game together. Yes.
And he's not wrong. Yeah.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Just box out, please, Josh.
Josh, especially. You got to box out, dude.
But, like, I'll say that everything else was fucking awesome. Like, rotations, every time the Celtics, like we talked about this, it feels like we've been on the other side of this so many times against these. We are one of the top teams. So probability says more often than not in the regular season we're going to play a team worse than us. And the most annoying thing, it happened at Pistons series every fucking game. You're 15, 16 points. You can see it. All right, we're coasting. And then fucking Dennis Schroeder coasts for a layup, or Osar Thompson gets a rebound and gets a put. That was hard for us. And tonight we are the Pistons in this series, right? This series we are the Pistons, and Hart just coast to coast or getting that rebound, just box out.
He hit some timely threes.
He did. He had shots when he needed to. The thing is, to your point about us being the Pistons, if you gave the Pistons Jalen Brunson, obviously they win that series, right? Like that's.
But they already had Cade. He's the best player.
He was the best player in the series. They had Cade. He was the best player in the series.
6 turnovers a game. That doesn't matter.
But seriously, like they get into every playoff game they've been in this season has gotten into crunch time, right? And the difference every single time has been Jalen Brunson. Like you give the Pistons, the Knicks are better than the Pistons. The Pistons are, I think, better than we thought they were. But the Knicks are better. They got into crunch time, and the difference was Brunson. And these past 2 games, I mean, you have Jordan Bubb's comment on the screen, right? Jason Tatum in games 1 and 2, 18 points per game, 29% field goal, 25% from 3, 6 total fourth quarter points.
Ew!
That's awful. The difference is Brunson. Like Brunson, Jason Tatum sucked tonight, and he still stunk in the fourth quarter. Jalen Brunson stunk tonight, and he showed up in the fourth quarter, and like he always does. And that's
9 points in the fourth quarter.
I'm so sick of people being like, "Oh, Brunson shouldn't be in the Clutch Player of the Year because like he's not the best player in the NBA." That's not. It's not the fucking MVP award. What are we talking about?
Jason Tatum stole a first team spot from Jalen Brunson last year.
Yeah, he did. He
And
might
this is
do it again this year.
and this is Jalen
gonna be
Brunson's
annoying.
get back.
Yeah.
And this is Jalen Brunson's get back right now.
Yeah.
Because we didn't get to face the Celtics last year. And we know Jalen Brunson would have embarrassed them last year.
Yeah.
And this is his get back.
You're right.
And he's showing people. Like, people were like, nah, Brunson can't be in the first team.
You can't.
They were like Tatum's automatic. I was like, what? Automatic?
The shots that he makes, and even the ones he doesn't make, like he got that foul on Drew, right? And like, I don't know how that shot didn't go down. It was similar to the one in game one where it's just like, how the fuck did that shot not go down? But he just doesn't matter. He gets it done. And he made both free throws. And like, he should. He's an 85% free throw shooter. But
someone in the strict court was like, that's a lucky foul call. The process wasn't great. And I was like, bro, Dro grabbed him.
What?
I would have too.
He was hugging him, and then he reached in as he was going up for a shot.
Because he had to, because Brunson's hitting that 9 times.
Right. Also, Brunson hadn't been to the line all game, I don't think. Like, lucky foul call? Come on.
Lucky foul call? I was surprised we got the foul call.
Right. I think the comment was on the process not being great, but I think the process not being
No, sorry. No defense. No defense for that. Whoever that is, don't tell me who it is because I'm going to ban them. If I
You can't ban this person, I'll say that, if I remember correctly. So,
I can't?
It's not
the only people I can't ban are Dallas, Zach, and Alex, just to be clear.
You're getting warmer.
Let's see what else we got here. Zan Rosen says Brunson had 9 fourth quarter points and it was somehow underwhelming. Yeah, it definitely was. It didn't feel like 9.
This was not.
Points.
Despite what I just said, this was not his best clutch performance. Yeah.
No. And he still was better than Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
He did also only play half the fourth quarter. Tibbs left him on the bench for a while. Which, also, good. Sorry, Stacey, go ahead.
It's also stuff like even that layup he had in transition, like with 4 dudes, like he still pulled it out. But sorry, go ahead. Like that stuff, like Randall would never have done. I don't know.
Yeah, of course not. All I was going to say was like Tibbs left him on the bench for half the fourth quarter, but it was the right call because that lineup with Deuce was just rolling.
Shout out Tyrese.
So, but then he also made the right decision to bring him back in when he did because it was clear they were stalling out. Like they needed the offense, and he, Tibbs pushed the right buttons again tonight. Can't hear you. Can you hear me, Stacey?
I can hear you, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we can't hear. Can you hear Sam?
Sam, we can't hear you.
Yeah, he's trying to tell us why we can't hear him, but the problem is I can't read lips, so his computer is something.
Can you guys hear him? Can someone tell us in the comments if you hear Sam?
I'm back. It was frozen. I don't know why.
Frozen.
Water got on my mouse, and I swiped up, and it does that thing on like the Max where it shows you like all the desktop screens and stuff. Like it did that, and I couldn't go back in.
Gotcha. I was getting an F, but I couldn't tell what the rest of the word was. I got my computer.
Your chatterbait froze, Sam.
No, I have too many windows open because I was in school and working.
That's
I thought you were going to say all your parlays were open.
Nah, they're on my phone. What else do we have here? We have a lot about Jason Tatum in the chat. A lot of slander. Love that.
It's only slander if it's false, Sam.
So. True.
That is true.
Legally, a lot of Jason Tatum truths being dropped right now.
That is a really good point. We're like True Social.
Oh no. What else do we have here? All right. Ash Masher says another thing that is so funny is Cavs and Celtics fans having a proxy war on Twitter by rooting for the Knicks and Pacers.
The Cavs are going to regret rooting for the Knicks. Like, obviously, you don't want to play the Celtics either. But, like,
are the Cavs
be careful what you wish for. I don't know. I really don't. I've never been scared of the Cavs. I'm still, like, I still wasn't after this season. Bring them on.
This is the first time that Celtics have lost 2 games in a series since in the last 2 seasons. It took the Knicks 2 games to win 2 games to beat the Celtics.
Wait, they haven't gotten even 6 in a series? That's crazy.
That's why people are saying the Knicks are the best team that they have faced in quite some time in the playoffs.
Oh, last 2. Okay, this
last 2 seasons. Yeah.
So saying it's crazy because they have. I think they're the only team that come back from 3-0 to even force a game 7
against the Celtics, right?
Yeah, that Heat series.
Mm-hmm. And didn't they lose?
They lost in game 7
on their home court. Didn't they get embarrassed by Jimmy Butler?
It's also annoying because I really think we should have won that Heat series, and I think the Knicks would have
beat the Celtics.
Yeah, I mean Tatum was not.
We would have beat the Celtics,
and even
last year too.
Probably. Oh, last year I was so ready for the Celtics last year.
Like I think that we would have handled them so.
Well,
much
I think if Randall didn't get hurt.
Even if Randall was hurt, I think if OG didn't get hurt and Boyan didn't get hurt,
yeah, that was it was OG.
I think we had the stuff.
And Hart had the injury, and
Brunson also did break his hand in Game 7. So
literally, the Pacers did blood magic last year.
Yeah, and they're doing
it again this year. It's crazy. Again. Dallas, our good friend Dallas, says that Cat has taken 2 threes this series.
Thank you, Dallas.
I need him to let it rip in MSG because it is going to be bonkers in the city.
Honestly, what the fuck is his deal though?
Well,
he's had good looks too, where like he just doesn't let it rip. I don't know why.
I think Celtics have played him enough closely, but he's 6'10". I mean, you have to think about you have to think about kind of the basketball discourse. I mean, Wemby shoots 12 threes or whatever per 100. And he gets a lot of flack, right? You're a big guy, get in the post. Cat did not shoot threes in college, despite being Karl-Anthony Towns. His coach said, I want you to get in the post and be a big guy. That mentality, right, can be. I mean, Kevin Durant is one of the most insanely good 3-point shooters ever. Sorry, Schwinn. He's talented. He's not
future Nick Kevin Durant.
Maybe not if we win this series. But he's still like a mid-range, evangelist, for lack of a better word. And for Cat, I think it's still that mentality. I mean, I don't want to say I'm not inside his head. But it also feels very like there are times when he's just feeling it and he's like, fuck it, I'm launching. Those usually go in.
Yeah, because he's willing to do it. Right. You can see that he'll do it. Yeah. But
it seems to be like sporadic and like, for a while he'll just shoot those, and then for a while it'll just go away.
It's just frustrating because like Porzingis has barely played, so he doesn't have anyone taller on him, and like it just looks so good when he just like he's got a shorter guy on him, he just right over him, and he just won't do it.
Incorporate those long rebounds, right? Yeah. The way that Boston and Miami have. Like imagine Hart. You have Hart now. He can chase the ball down from anywhere.
Right.
You're shooting a long 3, but you have the guy that can track.
Yeah, I don't think it's a rebounding thing. I think part of it is Tibbs is not giving him the freedom to take as many threes as he should, which is frustrating because, like, why is he on the court if you're not spacing with him? He's not a good defender, so, like, he shouldn't be your big man if you're not going to space the floor.
He had a couple crazy post shots, so he is good at that.
Yeah, I mean,
he doesn't turn the ball over. He scores a lot on drives. It's just why are you driving on Tatum, right? Like you want to drive on Al Horford, go for it.
Right. Yeah. It's like you said it earlier. They're like he has 3 options, 2 of them are good, and he keeps choosing the bad one. You could shoot the 3, you could post up, or you could drive. The only bad option is driving, and he keeps doing it. And he's not getting calls. Like if you're getting whatever call you want, sure, go to the rack. But like he's not getting calls.
James asked, are any of us going to the game or a bar? I do not have the financial stipulations.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Those tickets are probably
go to the game. I think someone put it in here.
500.
Jordan Bub says here that the Knicks Celtics game 3 is going to be the most expensive New York Knicks game on record. The current get-in price is The current get-in price is $704.
Yeah, I'm not going. Forget it.
If I won like the 5 parlays that I lost by 1 leg over the last like 3 days, maybe I'd consider going. But no, FanDuel has other plans for me.
Honestly, if it were like $450, I might have
that's
like
sort of
tried to
reasonable.
tempt myself. But 700, forget. I can't.
If I am able to win, what happened?
You watch the Fire Festival documentary?
No.
Well, you've seen the meme.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to do what it takes.
Man, if I were able to win some parlays, like if FanDuel wants to be gracious to me and like let me hit some home run parlays or something, I'll easily pay the $704 get-in price. But nah, that's not coming out of my own pocket. What else do we have here? Dallas says that PJ Tucker knows a lot about a team missing 1 million threes in the playoffs too. Shout out to the Houston Rockets who missed 27.
Oh, Dallas. You're such a card.
Zachary Coleman says that they think that Brunson's ankle is also isn't 100%, which is insane to me.
Honestly, I feel like didn't this come up briefly last series that like we were all kind of wondering if he was at full health?
Yeah, I don't think he's ever at full health in the playoffs.
Yeah,
and it's just like
I think most of the high minutes guys aren't.
No,
everybody.
It's just a matter about like how well can you play through it.
This is not something humans are supposed to do. Right?
No,
like train all day, 82 games, 36, 38 minutes. Like they're all banged up.
I mean, even Boston's top guys are banged up.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone is.
Jaylen Brown's getting injected with his knee.
Yeah.
Drew Holiday is 34 and has a bad hamstring.
Wait, can we talk about? So good.
Jason Tatum's ego is bruised. You know,
he also has a bad wrist.
Yeah.
Shout out to KCP.
Can we talk about the fact that my DeAndre Hunter being better than Jaylen Brown take is aging pretty well? I said I was more worried about him. I didn't say he was better.
When did you have this take?
I was talking with Schwinn, and all I said was I'm more scared of DeAndre Hunter on the Cavs than I am of Jaylen Brown on the Celtics.
Well, Jaylen Brown can barely dribble and
can't shoot.
Yeah,
can barely shoot.
I mean, he shot one game one.
And it's his job to do those things. DeAndre Hunter doesn't have to do those things, and he can only just like spot up and shoot 3 or attack a closeout, and is much more efficient at those.
So you're saying Schwinn is wrong and I was right.
Yeah. So Brown is now 3 for 17 from 3 for the series.
Love it. I'm
Shooting
betting on him.
I'm betting numbers in Boston.
I'm betting on him for 4 in Game 3. Betting on him for 4 threes in Game 3. They'll have to prove me wrong and make me money, or
right, it's really
not and lose the game.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I don't see a way I can lose this situation. Literally, you guys make threes and make me money, or you don't, and the Knicks
make
win
you happy. Yeah,
and I still win. So,
Jordan makes 4 threes and we do win. That would be good.
Well, all the players that I choose have to make the threes. So, and if they don't, they probably won't win the game. And what I do is I bet on the players that the Celtics rely on the most for threes. Drew Holiday, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, Jason Tatum. They didn't do anything today. I don't bet on Jaylen Brown because it's like I'm not trying to waste that much money.
That's a waste of money.
Like this was today's bet. I'm gonna show you guys. This was today's bet. I don't know if you guys can see that. All right, there we
go. Tatum something plus made 3. It was 4. Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, you hit on Pritchard.
Pause.
Drew Holiday 0.
Love it. Love it. Love it. It works.
It works,
man. I gotta use my bad betting luck for something these days.
It's very smart. You're a real savant.
4D chess right there. Jordan Bub says, "Can we talk about Nico Harrison firing his medical staff during the Knicks and Celtics game?" That was the funniest thing ever.
Can we actually talk about the fact that the Knicks hired the Mavs guy away, and he literally is a miracle worker because the Knicks are the only
OG Anunoby is like dunking on people.
I know we should really be knocking on wood, but
oh my god, dude, how did they not challenge that, Tibbs?
That was so stupid. That was so. Come on, Tibbs. Just do it for like Just to make
morale.
OG happy. Who cares if you lose the challenge?
Because OG was really upset afterwards.
He was pissed. He never calls for challenges. He was furious.
Yeah, OG's like, I'm using my one time to like show emotion and talk right now to like justify this. So it's like,
look, it was iffy, but I do think it was.
I think they would have got that because White was backpedaling,
right?
And like he also put his hands out in front of him, like he was like dog.
And it's a poster. It's fucking sick, and also like it was so incredible to see because when he started that drive, I will admit I was like, another fucking OG drive to the rim gets blocked. How many times have we seen either him run into traffic and lose the ball like a toddler running into furniture, or just trying to go out of the rim and getting blocked? And he fucking dunked it on. That was the first time I've seen him throw it on a poster since last year against Embiid, by the way.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and you needed the morale boost. It worked out. But I think like just to show your player you have their back.
Yeah, just do. I mean, we made fun of Bickerstaff for doing it in the Pistons series, but like the players probably appreciated that he made those challenges. Like, Tibbs needs to stop being so much of a sourpuss. Also, can we just pass the rule that everybody wants that if you do a cool dunk, you can't commit an offensive foul?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Taking away aura moments for what? For Derek White charge calls? Are you
like
kidding
nobody's
me?
going to complain about that. Come on.
There's
in
no
today's America?
Call, by the way.
No, he wouldn't.
Yeah.
Maybe. Depends. Not in today's game though. Jack Philippi asks, are the Celtics going to shoot 25% from three again? Hey, man, there's only one way to find out. I will just bet on the Celtics to shoot threes again, and we'll see what happens.
We would have said no after game one, and they literally shot 25% exactly again. So, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, they might shoot better, but I can't. The Knicks process has mattered, and I think, and that's what I'll hold the Knicks to the same. I'll try to. I'm not with you completely, Matt, that they need to win this series. As a fan, obviously, it feels like that. It's gonna, look like choke artists, whatever. As far as the process and thinking about this as a 2-3 year window, which I think we've like a lot of us have been in that mindset. That's what matters more to me, even than winning. And that question so far, if they keep doing what they've been doing and the Celtics start hitting threes, I'm okay with that. But
the problem is like if they do lose series at this point, they'll probably have gotten run off the floor multiple times, and I don't know.
It won't feel good, but
you don't want to lose 4 out of 5.
If you have the same process though, and you're thinking about this team going forward, there's a lot to be encouraged about.
Oh, I agree. Look, they lose the series. I think we'll all be pretty despondent just because you go up 2-0 on the road and then you blow it after that. Now you're looking at a gentleman's sweep when you have home court advantage +2.
Yeah,
that's tough.
So emotionally it'll feel bad, but what I'm saying is
I agree. I mean, it's not like in the long run we'll be able to say this was a good step for them. It's just they keep getting to the second round. Like this year is different than the past 2 years. Obviously, the past 2 years they were favored in the second round, and they lost to worse teams. This year,
and they were hurt in both years.
Right? Yeah. This year, it's a team that they are worse than, but now they're up. They're up 2-0. It's not like 1-0 is obviously 1-0 is nothing in a series. You want to take the one game on the road, but ultimately they come back 1-1. We wouldn't have complained, but we would be saying like the Celtics are still going to win the series, but at least the Knicks are fighting. It's just now you got to say they've got to go win 2 more games.
Why would you show it to me if I can't fucking have it?
Right. Exactly. I mean, yeah. We know they can win. They can.
They've pulled out 2 of the most impossible wins ever.
Right.
They have to win the series. They have to.
Yeah. So yes, if they lose it, will I look back in 2 months and say, you know what, ultimately it was a good step for them, and they make changes and next year will be better? Of course, yeah. But in this moment, right now, they've got to win the series.
Yeah, they have to. You can't pull off 2 20-point comebacks.
Yeah,
on
I mean,
the floor and
they
lose.
don't have to. Hopefully, they don't have to do that again. It'll be very interesting to see. MSG's going to be crazy. They're going to be no Celtics fans there. Like there were Knicks fans in the Boston Garden today. There are going to be no Celtics fans in MSG on Saturday, and it'll be interesting to see if the Celtics, who were already clearly rattled,
if they're rattled even more,
right?
By the energy.
I would be curious. But the Knicks have to come out and make shots. Like that's tonight.
Yes, because tonight's start, you cannot have it again.
Right?
You can't. Yeah. The lid can't be on the basket again.
Right. They've got to you've got to just run the Celtics off the floor. The way to win Game 3 is to run them off the floor from minute 1. You don't have to win by 20, even though they've.
But I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
No, of course, certainly. Yeah, it would be nice to not have a heart attack during one of these games.
It's like every game the Knicks play, they have to have like these heart attack inducing game endings. So can we please have a wire to wire finish for once?
But heart attacking also saves us. So
all right, man.
God damn it. Anyway, they just gotta. They have to win.
Yes,
and they have to get off a good start.
Yeah. Win. Find a way to win.
Yep.
All right. I think we're done. We went over 2 hours because it was that crazy of a game, that crazy of a night. I've lost my voice. I was speechless for the first 15 minutes of this stream. Shout out to everyone that's tuned in. Make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe. Everyone enjoy the rest of your week. I mean, we have all the way until Saturday afternoon until we watch the Knicks play again, and they can potentially go up 3-0 against the defending champs. I will probably not be on Postgame for Saturday's game because I will probably be out watching the game somewhere. I don't know with who or where yet. Probably plastered by the end of that game. No, plastered by liquor, man. Everyone enjoy the rest of your week. Check all the links we have in the description. And we're done. Peace.